Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the 89th edition of the top rated. I've been voted for 6 weeks straight now, number one live stream in YouTube. Thank you to all the 6 people watching the last few weeks. Makes me feel wanted. Anyhow, nice day in the Philippines here. And who do you think's there? Papa Bear. You don't even have the L up there anymore. There
Yeah,
you
dude.
go.
How's your week?
No, now. Anyway, I got all these different doctors to sign off on all this shit. I had to go see a cardiologist today. Cool guy. New hospital just opened up. I think it's called, of all names, it's called Ace something. I don't know. It's brand new, so
Acme?
no, I don't think it was Acme. And I'm thinking a Saint name if a hospital. But they had air cranking, and I think I was helped paying for the front door because of I was charged 17,000, not 17,000. So yeah, 1,700 pesos. 1,700 pesos. David, David, what say you? Somebody. There you.
Somebody got to echo.
Somebody got to echo. Gotta be you, man. It wasn't. People.
Is it still there?
Testing.
Testing.
Yeah, it's still there. Someone's got a YouTube channel open while we got this one.
No. I just muted myself.
Is it still there?
Pico? Yeah, it is.
Is there an echo?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I had myself mute. I'll mute myself again. You guys talk.
Is there an echo?
On that one.
Because I have no YouTube open at all.
I got mine closed, so I don't know what the deal is.
Yeah, it's you, Tony.
Leave studio there. If there's
I don't have YouTube.
If there's a second. No, it's only.
I don't even have YouTube open on my computer.
Just hold on there. Let's see what the heck it was. Yeah, I got the screen showing up. Let me make this one small and see what happens. Nothing. That's all I gotta do, man. Maybe I should kill my The live stream won't go away. So let me try that. Anyway. Well, maybe I'm on here twice with the StreamYard.
David, do you hear the echo also?
Who?
Okay.
Yeah, I don't hear an echo.
Okay, could you do something?
What?
Okay, I will get out and get back in.
All right. No echo now, huh? You okay here or no? David, I'm going to be thinking about your. Now there is. So, like y'all do yourself is take me out of YouTube and put it back in. Leaf Studio.
I still hear the echo. Do you guys hear it?
No. I don't hear it at all. Do you hear it after I hit my mute?
Do you hear me now? Okay, I don't hear an echo of myself anymore. Oh, yeah, I do.
How about now? Oh.
Strange things.
That is strange. Hang on.
So you don't hear me talking twice, huh?
No.
Hmm.
What the hell, man? Jesus.
It seems David is the only one. When David talks, he doesn't echo.
But if I talk to you, Kiko, I don't.
Okay, that time you did not echo.
Who, me?
And neither did I.
Okay.
So what did you do?
David, reboot that. I don't know what I did. David, reboot your
No,
deal.
David's good. He's never been echoing.
Oh, okay.
Say something, David. Testing 1, 2, 3, David.
Well, I don't really have much to say this morning, but okay.
Okay. Hey, my grandson just. Yeah, I'm echoing now.
Maybe it's me. Let me go out and I'll come back in.
Okay, Tony.
Yes, sir.
I'm not echoing now.
No.
And neither are you.
No, I'm not.
Okay. So. Anyways.
Usually
how's
when
the
you're
property
on
go? Have you been out to the property checking your fence yet?
I haven't taken any videos, but as far as the wall goes, they've gone about as far as they can because you can only go up 3 feet without a permit. So the other 3 got to be added later, and I have to receive the permits before I can continue on.
Who do you got to pay off to get the permit?
Yeah, I don't know, I paid 60K out here for the engineer. I mean, architect, which he pulls a drawing from YouTube. I don't know. But anyway, the wife's uncle's a builder, and I talked to him a little bit tonight because I wanted, he's going to be the chief. So the other guy's cool. He's a hard worker. The other guy, man, he's super. So they're gonna put some, they're still gonna put some dirt in. I said, what do you, I can't see this thing taking 10 more trucks of dirt and 10 sand. Because this shit's starting to cost me 10, by the time I'm done with this 10 grand, I guess you get what you get. But he's the guy, the experienced guy. So I told the brother-in-law that's going to be my electrician. That's a set rate when it happens. And he'll give me the family discount. So I put him on as a laborer until, he comes into his, which may be a month or 2 later.
Do any of these guys have like certifications or anything?
Yeah. My brother-in-law does. I told him that because I said the architect's going to ask you for it before you're allowed to work on it. I told the architect, I said, if you work on something in America, if people die and you F it up, you're going to prison.
Yeah.
He said, not here. So anyway, I'll have him on there until he just had a baby girl about 3 weeks ago.
Do you know what does he go through like a 2-year VOTEC course?
I have no idea. I didn't go that. I didn't get into that with him.
Yeah.
But he wired his brother's house that he just got done. Well, he helped paint too. So his wife and him are here with his two boys and his girl. She's got colic, which means she's crying constantly. That's gassy, and I had my second daughter was like that. But anyway, uh, this next week, Monday, I'm going to call up because my his uncle wants see a copy of the plans because that'll tell him what he needs to do as far as depth goes and all this other shit, grading dirt. That term escaped me, but so I figured I told my brother-in-law tonight. I said, tell the other guys to come back on after tomorrow. Tell them to come back next week on Friday because I'm having my surgery, David, on your premiere night on Wednesday.
What kind of? Oh, you having your thing shaved
You
down surgery?
what's it called? You nectomy or some shit.
Oolula, oolula.
So that little punch bag looking thing,
Right.
on some adults, it expands or drops.
Like half a scrotum. Yeah.
Yeah. So that matter of fact, I got one not hanging a little lower than the other. You just reminded me. So gonna have that done Wednesday morning. I'm gonna go in there Tuesday afternoon. So I may or may not be here next Friday. I'll probably have to wait till Thursday or my Friday morning to make a choice.
If your voice is a little higher, we'll know they operated on the wrong one.
I might not be able to talk at all, because he goes, well, there could be a lot of pain. I'm like, oh,
never
man.
stopped you before.
Well, I don't want to be on it going,
Yeah. Just like the RoboTalk days back in the bad internet.
Yeah. Well, I looked at my start time on one. It said live stream 12 hours.
Right. That's what I saw on YouTube. I looked at it. It said 12.
Did I must have picked
12
the wrong
hours. Yeah, you must have picked the wrong AM PM kind of thing. I don't know.
No. Yeah, it could have been that, or I just hit the wrong date.
But I knew it was okay once your clock started counting down for your intro. So.
Yeah, I clicked that on.
Yeah, so our boy moved into college yesterday.
Oh, you did?
Yep.
Did you go down Social Security yet?
No.
You don't get the child tax care credit anymore. Biden took that away.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that add about $1,200 a year.
Yeah, they cut that in half. It used to be $3,000 per child. Now it's $1,500.
Well, you don't get shit now.
Yeah, I don't know about now.
Well, I know I went last year, and I go, I'm used to getting $4,000 back around,
Yeah.
And I tell the dude, I said, I'm around 4,000. He goes, no, 1,200. I go, what the
shit?
Fuck
Last year, first time in my life I owed because that was my first full year of retirement, and I didn't have enough taken out, So, and they said I'll pay a penalty. They never sent me anything what my penalty would be.
No, you just add the difference, man. What the fuck?
It'll probably take years, man.
No, if you got to pay in, you cut them a freaking check and you're done.
Yeah, I think I owed like $2,800 or something.
So, you didn't pay for 2 years?
No, 1 year, and I owed them about 28, so I didn't have enough taken out.
That's why I sent you that message. But
I'd rather use my money during the year, and then I'll pay them at the end.
Yeah, and I told him, I said, what do I got to do what do I have to do to keep the amount I have coming, the $1,200? So I had 10% come out. I said 10% will take care of it out. And he said, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't like paying. I've heard other people do that too, but I've always been that way. So.
Well, see, my state doesn't tax federal pensions, so it's one reason why I'm still here.
So what was the back part? Well, no matter where you
go.
But
now, Social Security, I don't know if they tax that or not.
They don't.
Okay, so So my
That's why.
pension's not taxed, Social Security's not taxed, but like my IRA withdrawals,
Well,
I gotta
that's why.
get money pulled out of them.
That's why I told you about the 10%.
Yep.
And I
Anyway,
too.
so he's in college. Our oldest daughter flew down with him.
Oh,
Spent it. Now the idiots they had. Well, I guess my son could have chosen some orientation day, but he had orientation on Monday, and he doesn't move in until Thursday, so they have to get an Airbnb for like 4 days.
how cute.
So 5 days
Oh,
total of an Airbnb I paid for, round trip tickets for her, just one way for him.
you're
And
gonna
then,
come
of
here.
course, they got to hit Ubers everywhere they go down there.
Oh,
I told them,
no.
hey, there are such thing as buses,
You know what though? You know what, Eagle? Uber's taxis have become cheaper than Uber.
Yeah.
At least up in Milwaukee, they did. Because I used to take Uber, and I'm like, once in a while I take a cab if I couldn't get one, and the cab guy says it cost me say $11. He said it's $11 no matter what time of the day it is. There is no peak over.
Right. But I mean, they're paying like $40 for an Uber to go like
That Uber,
7 miles.
that
You
shit
know,
ain't. Well, usually
7 miles.
even the yuppies these kids are beginning to
Well, I tried
understand
telling
that.
them. I said, look, you got, if you start spending your own money, you got to think, how much do I make in a day at my part-time minimum wage job?
One,
And what am I
one,
paying this guy to drive me for
hey,
6 minutes,
one,
7 miles?
one, one ride, one ride on Uber could mean the difference between you getting drunk and getting laid.
Yeah. Well,
So, but
but
the
I
guy in
mean,
the taxi
he
took
doesn't have a car down there with him because Lord knows what they charge for parking for the
get the
semester.
taxi. Man. I'm telling you, I
But they
started
have
doing.
shuttles and they have buses.
Hey,
Well, at least in the city here, if you have the student ID for college, you get to
uh,
ride the bus for free within the city
yeah,
all
we got
year.
it's paid. That's paid for with your tuition.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, same here.
So I
You know,
told her, I said, look into that for him. I'm sure they got buses in Tampa.
but tell them to get the local taxi, a couple local taxi cab companies, and take them because their rate's going to be the same whether it's 6 p.m. or 6 a.m. It doesn't.
Right.
You Uber likes jacking up the rates around midnight. Because I
Well,
was when I was
going down, what surprised me, well, see, they had three really large suitcases, the biggest one, and 50 pounds, I think, is the max.
yeah,
But they had three of those because, all his clothes that he was
yeah.
taking. So, and I asked my daughter, I said, you got to pay extra for those? She said, no, because it was on Southwest. I said, wow, that's pretty good, Normally, you don't get like 250-pounders each,
Yeah, you went from here to the Philippines, you can get two, but when you get to the Philippines, that's a different freaking story. If you're
Right.
moving,
Well, yeah, like you said, if you step out of the airport, then it's a different story. If you
dude,
stay
the
there,
only
if you have a connecting flight right away, then they
yeah,
don't care.
well, not even right away, all night. You stay there all night.
Right. Like I said, as long as you don't physically leave the airport and get a
Yeah,
different domestic flight the next day or something.
and don't try to understand it because there is no one because the guy you're
Right.
asking can't even answer it.
Yeah,
So,
they don't make the rules, So,
who
and
told
they
me
don't question authority. So,
hey, I learned my lesson from the first time I came. Yeah, okay, it's vacation. I got the money. So first time it was like hundred some dollars. So I go to this time. I go. I got it down, man. I'm only a half a kilo over. No matter what way I sliced it, man, I couldn't get any more in my boxes. About my box, so I go, okay, half a kilo. So I go up there, and the guy says, "You're over, sir." I said, "Oh, half a kilo." He goes, "No, you're only allowed 10." I said, "Get the fuck out the what?" I said, "Why is that?" Well, your flight isn't on the same page, so they're two separate flights. What the fuck has that got to do with the price of
all right.
tea in China, man? And I was like, I'm trying to. It just it isn't the act that aggravates you; it's the logic. Fucking, you're telling me. you're telling me why, and you're telling me what I got to pay, but you can't tell me why. I said that suitcase doesn't know whether it's spent overnight here or not. What is the so if I'm a local, I get screwed. But then I learned I put something else together. When you find a ticket, and one says 85 and one says 105 from Manila to Butuan, if you take the higher priced one, your baggage weight is increased.
Oh yeah.
So and I thought I had it done. I thought I saw it all. So
Is
this
that
year I was
information anywhere in there when you buy the ticket?
hell no. Shit. Look at it. Look at
You just
Philippine
know you're
Airlines.
paying $20 more, right? You don't know why.
Dude, you look at Philippine Airlines, and you'll see it says 70 pounds from say you leave Pittsburgh to Manila, 70 pounds. You're allowed 2 bags. It says nothing about island to island.
Yeah.
So last year when I went through all of that COVID bullshit, because now, by the way, they canceled all that crap. Now you don't have to get you know,
Not even a test?
no, no, no,
No,
no. You got to
nothing.
fill out all you got to do is fill out that thing saying whether you've been vaccinated or not. It
Right. And
doesn't.
if you
If you
haven't, you have to go through a test, right?
no, no, yeah, you have to
Oh,
get tested. $13. You know. So that's their way of keeping up with everything.
so they didn't cancel it totally then.
Well, it all intents and purposes, it's you know you ain't got that. You're on a freaking plane with 300 people. But anyway, and I had this 20. I saw us 23 somewhere. 23 check, 23 kilo check, and 15 carry. So I don't know where I found that. Oh, last year when I did the what do you call it? And the COVID test and bullshit. I had to retake it because I missed my flight that I had paid for already. So I walk in there and I said, yeah, you get 23 kilos, right? 20. I said, no, 23. She said, no, 20. So last year I got 23. Whatever, it's 20 now. Okay. So now I know. So I'm ready for this year. So I thought. So next year, even though, well, I'm going to go back for my son's wedding, but next year, kickball tournament connects police with community. So I'm going to be ready next year, but never say never, man. Because there's always something pops up here, always. And just when I thought I had it licked last year, David must have an issue there. He's back. But anyway, Tuesday afternoon I go in and it's about an hour's procedure, and I look. Well, I don't know what the room rate is because they didn't tell me yet. But the doctor told me $500 for his deal, and I didn't jump on it. The ear, nose, and throat guy. Oh well, I could handle that, and I had Googled it the day before, and the day before said, what the hell did it say, man? I just forgot. I had it on the tip of my tongue. What the fuck was I talking about? Oh man, shit. What was I talking about, Kiko? I lost my mind already. Oh, I googled the amount it would cost you to have it done in America, and I don't know whether it was with or without insurance, but it was anywhere from 4,000 to 9,000 bucks. So I'm sure whatever I got to pay for the room for what 2 days or maybe 3, it's still 2/3 less or 3/4 less.
So which place you say you're going to be in?
What's
What
that?
hospital?
Santos. Something Santos. It's on Montelia Boulevard there by next to McDonald's. There's a clinic, doctor's offices. Um, the McDonald's is in Valley B, all in that corner. It's near. They had a fire, some kind of. I think it was at a Muslim mosque or something. I could see the tower, and it was flaming away. So my doctor's receptionist, she got all bent out of shape because she had a devastating fire 6 years ago, and she
Hey,
and she
so they got to knock you out, of course, right? Because of the gag
yeah
reflex.
yeah
So that
yeah
you're going to pay the whoever put you under anesthesiologist. You're going to pay
anesthesiologist.
that.
Yeah. That's included in his fees.
So what's the total? Did he give you a total?
It'll be around 1,000. I don't know what the room's going to be, so that might
Dollars?
yeah, 1,000 US.
Oh,
That's
wow.
like I just said. Like I just said, I looked it up. I don't know whether it covered and it was on insurance or not, but it said anywhere from $4,000 to $9,000 in the U.S.
Now, is any of that going to be covered by your insurance or what?
Yeah, it could be, but I'm not gonna commit fraud.
You're
But
going to pay it all, huh?
$1,000 ain't shit compared
Yeah.
to. Well, I looked I called my insurance company because my son said they would complete some fucking information form or some bullshit because it wasn't me. So I call up and the lady goes, "No, you're on here." So while I had her on there, I was asking her questions. I said, "Well, I got a couple questions for you." I said, "I have, obviously I'm calling United Healthcare customer service." I said, "So, well, I got a moment here. While you have a moment, I want to ask you some questions." She said, "Sure." I said, "So whatever United Healthcare don't cover, um, Medicare does, right?" She goes, "No, we cover everything." I said, "What? Everything?" I said, "No matter where I go in the world?" She said, "Yeah." Now that don't include. I still have a U.S. address, and the only reason I haven't changed it is because I can't get my SIM card to register. When I have that registered, I'm going to have to tell Social Security I'm here. I'll deal with Manila office instead of back home. I'll get rid of my phone number from them guys, AT&T. So I said, "Listen, I didn't." She sounded like so sure of herself, but yet it's like with me, you know, Life O'Reilly. What is that shit? Everything could go wrong. Well, so I said, "I'm not living here, but what would they do if I'm here? Would they cover me?" She said, "Yeah." So I didn't want to get into one of these things where the money's still out there, but the letter's lost in the mail kind of shit. So I'm gonna call them another time down the road and ask them the same stuff again. How long? How long? How long do I have to be? How long is too much time over here? When does that take away from my travel? You know what I mean? When do I not become a resident? Is it when I relinquish my U.S. address, or is it 90 days to you guys, or is it 6 months? Because if that's the case, they can scan my thing. All that PhilHealth does here is gives you a discount on the admittance, to the
Yeah.
hospital.
At what point do they no longer consider it a vacation?
That that's what I've just been saying, man. That's what I got to find out because it I got the world by the, as long as management is on the same health plan as me, it stays the same, but it's in conjunction with Medicare. So one has to be with the other. So I'm paying $42 a month for that. Plus 168 will be for Social Security. So it's one of these things where it sounds too good to be true. So if that's the case, man, $42 and 168 which everybody on Medicare has to pay, regardless of what the hell you do. Um, it's freaking cool with me. I can
And I'm
now
sure
they.
that they wouldn't even sneeze at having to pay $1,000 for that type of
I
operation, you
wouldn't
know?
think, I wouldn't think, but did not before they when I called up about this about a couple of years back, they didn't cover Puerto Rico. Now they do, but they didn't mention Guam because if that's the case, you know, if I'm here 3 years and I haven't got my 13A, I'll fly to Guam. You know, you don't need from the U.S. You don't need a passport to go to Guam. But you kind of do nowadays. You have to have on your driver's license. It becomes you travel within the United
What do they call it?
States.
Real ID or something?
Yeah, if you want to fly if within the U.S. and its territories, you got to have that on your driver's license. If not on your ID, if you don't have a driver's license, So, wait a minute. I'm having a kid get me something. I snuck 2 beers already, man, but I bought 6.
What kind?
Carlsberg. Back with my last year, my other sister in law got me in there with my SIM card. I had my own app, and they'll have specials. Two cases of Carlsberg for whatever 2,600, and now all I get's these nothing. The only case sizes I get is this Qingdao. This shit, that shit's 4.3. It tastes disgusting. It's weak. But the China Snow Beer is pretty decent, 5% alcohol, and I can get that for $7.99 or $7.80. You got to scroll through
For a
because
case?
yeah. But the thing is with those guys is they only provide a manufacturer's date, not expiration. So you got to figure if you buy beer, it's usually any beer you buy is usually good for a year. My Carlsberg, I looked at the date. It's good until 4/19/24. If I leave it out of the freezer, out of the refrigerator. So the snow beer, it'll have a day. It'll have a year, like 24 on it. That could be any time within 2024. So I've been putting off buying that by the case because I don't want anybody around here helping themselves to my shit. So yeah, I gotta call my waiter and have him bring me a new one. My waiter's sleeping. I'll be right back.
Oh.
Don't go anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, so last night was Thursday night here, right?
Hold on.
And they, huh?
Hold on.
Hold on.
Yeah, last night was Thursday.
So they have one Thursday night football game, right?
Two.
No, there was only one last night. And it was on the NFL channel, right? And it's Cleveland against Philadelphia. Well, obviously, I live right in between those two, but it was blacked out for us.
Yeah, I gotta watch my Packers tomorrow morning.
I mean, there's only one Thursday night NFL game, and it is the NFL Network, right? And they can't show it to the entire nation. Now, why would they black it out here? It's a preseason game, right?
Because
Are they worried about attendance, right?
No. The NFL Prime's got that one game. So if you ain't subscribed to them, then they don't want you.
No. It was on when you look. I have Comcast. When you look at channel 860 is the NFL Network. That's the only game on this week, a live game. And when I turned to that channel, guess what? They're showing a rerun of a game from last week. Because I'm in this area between Philly and Cleveland, it's blacked out for us. It's a preseason game, for God's sake.
Listen. You got to get a VPN, and you can watch it.
I got a VPN.
Did you try to?
No, I'm talking about watching it on my big, 55-inch TV instead of on
I know
my
that.
iPad.
Listen. You can.
But
you
it
can
ain't a
have
smart
it on,
TV, so I can't put it on my big screen.
Okay, it's not smart because you can cast it to the TV.
Right. But it's not. It's old enough to where it's not a smart.
You got DirecTV?
No, I've got Comcast cable.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't fuck with DirecTV. That's a fucking ripoff.
Anyway, David, you're back. You made
it. I am. Anything all better now?
Yeah.
My grandson is just moving in his freshman year at University of Arkansas.
Grandson?
Where's that? Fayetteville?
It is.
That's my grandson is moving in. He's already in. In fact, he's trying out as a walk-on their hockey team.
Hockey?
I didn't even know Arkansas had a hockey team.
Didn't either.
Yeah, they probably didn't either.
I didn't either.
So he didn't get a scholarship for it, but he's this week.
Tell you, man,
2 days they get a tryout.
I went to the Milwaukee Admirals minor league game, and me and the ex take the kids $6, man. A lot of fun, you know. I told you guys, I met Bobby Hall down at the lakefront back in the 70s, early 70s. And I see this guy, you know, and he got a toupee on. So, you know, of course, you noticed that.
Bobby Hall had a toupee in the 70s?
Yeah.
He was only, late 30s, 40 maybe at that time?
Yeah, back in the early 70s, it was like 1970. What was that middle school age, Kiko? What year was that? That would be 70.
Like 69 to 71, somewhere in there.
Not middle school.
Oh, middle school.
Yeah.
73 to 75.
No, we were in a grade, upper grade though. I think we were in either I was 11 or I was 11 or 13.
The mid to late 70s, you saw him, huh?
Yeah, there's a guy. Well, it was earlier, actually.
So he was probably about 45 years old, right?
So, I don't know what he was, man. The dude was super cool because we saw him, you know, and we were like, no, let's ask who he is. We didn't know who he was. And I had a teacher that liked hockey, this big chick, and that was her life. But, you know, 1970, 75, 74, hockey, you know, who wants that shit? But it's a lot of fun, man. You know, you get your fighting, you get your scoring.
Where was this? Was this around Milwaukee that you saw this?
What they were doing was they had exhibition game, the Blackhawks against whoever, and they had it up. They had it up by us. So we're walking, you know, we're walking along the lakefront. You know, I think it was 1972, some shit like that. Anyway, we saw this dude, and we started talking to him because we could see his hair, and we knew it was obvious. And he said, "Who are you?" I said, I said, "What's your name?" Bobby Hall, and everybody knew who that was, even if you didn't watch hockey. And we said, "Get the fuck out of here! That ain't you." And he pulled out his driver's license and he showed us. He said, you guys should go to hockey. It's a good game, man. It's cool. It's a lot of fun." And he shot the shit with us because he was just, taking it easy. And he passed away within the last month or two. He just passed away. And his son looked a lot like him. I'm telling you, man, for a star in a sport like that, the guy was very freaking cool.
Yeah.
He was very, very cool. Met
Yeah.
Bill Russell kind of too, but I didn't understand why he wouldn't sign. He was coaching the Sonics, and we said, "Hey, can we get an autograph?" Sorry, fellas, I don't do that. And I didn't, we didn't say, "Oh, you fucking asshole." We didn't say none of that. And years later, I watched one of those 30 on 30 ESPN, and he explained why he didn't do that kind of thing.
Yeah, when I
But
was about that age, about 11 or so, we were bowling at a big bowling alley. There was like 40 lanes, me and a couple of my buddies. And there was only like two other lanes occupied. So my buddy said, "Hey, look down there." He said, "That's Joe Namath." And I said, "Oh, yeah." And Joe was there. He was bowling with like a buddy or something, right?
yeah,
And you could tell it was him. His knees were so bad he could barely bend down to bowl, to release the ball. But so my friend goes, "I'm going to ask him for his autograph." We're like, I don't know. So we all three of us ran down there, and he was like, hey Joe, can we have your autograph?" Back then, you kept score on paper, right? So we tore like our score sheet because we had no paper for an autograph. We just tore the score sheet, like a corner of it off. And my buddy was like, "Hey Joe, can we get your autograph?" And he took it, and he signed real quick. He said, "Okay, get away, kid." But he didn't want anything to do with us.
well, you know what? He's just a New York freaking asshole.
Yeah. Well, this was back home in Pennsylvania. So.
Well, still, I'm talking about the years spent there.
We had a party one time. I forget what high school. Some guys from high school. We got the party. He had like this little remote cabin nearby, locally. So we had this party there, and these guys, "Yeah, this is Joe Namath. This is his hideaway when he comes home." I don't know how we got to have a party there. Someone knew someone. But
You seen this dude twice?
no, I didn't see him. I saw him the first time when we got the autograph. The second time, we were just partying at his place. He wasn't there. It was like
what?
he had a remote cabin. He never went to hardly.
Yeah. When I was a kid, we didn't have the first All Star game we had. Well, not first maybe. It was 1975. We had a family friend that worked there who got me a pennant. The Bernie Brewers, like a keg.
Baseball. Baseball.
Yeah. So me and the ex-wife gets tickets, man. I saw Roy Firestone there from ESPN. That guy kept looking at me.
Hey, remember Rod Carew? Was he from Minnesota?
Yeah.
From Milwaukee?
Minnesota.
Yeah,
right.
Minnesota. He was awesome. I love that guy. That guy could hit anything.
Dude, so I waited since 1975. I forget what year we had, because we had that accident in Miller Park where those iron workers got killed. They did this. The cable snapped on this, basket they were in, and that was it, man. And I had these freaking 3. Yeah. And I had these tickets, and I never used them because they were on my birthday. The last day of County Stadium was supposed to be on my birthday, so I saved these tickets. I had them in glass. I don't know. That just fucked that all up. Man.
Lost them in one of the divorces.
So we finally had an All-Star game. I forget when that was. 2000, and we were still together then. So that had been 2000. Oh, it was supposed to be 1999. I think we had it in 2000. So I'm like, this is great, man. I waited 25 freaking years, over that.
Yeah.
And the freaking game ended in a tie. Only time ever.
Wait, was
Fuck.
your divorce in 2000 also?
No, 2005.
Oh, okay.
No, Dennis, you're
No, when
not
you
blocked.
mentioned iron workers, you remember seeing those pictures, the real old pictures, like when they were building the buildings in New York City,
No,
and those
not that.
guys sitting out on a 2x8,
Yeah,
eating
having their
their
lunch.
lunch with nothing. They're just sitting out there. I
I don't
said,
have.
there's no way. You
No.
can't even get me up in a high building, let alone out on
Mhm.
something like that. I don't do
Yeah,
heights.
forget that, man. So,
Hey,
David,
Dennis, you line up for the autographs, huh?
Dennis, I
Try.
heard you been. No, you're not blocked again. I heard you been. Word on the street is you're double agent here.
Mm. He's an infiltrator.
Hey, when you ever gonna come join us again and be friendly and cordial and everything, man? Ever since you came back on the
Hey,
fantasy tree,
he's in the witness protection program also.
are you are you still
Except
in the
Canadian
are you
style, you can't even come up and do audio. You just gotta
yeah, you
type
got to
in
deal
all
with Dudley. Hey, you got to deal with Dudley Do Right first.
the time. Bullwinkle.
That never count. You know what? I don't know. I never considered that a foreign. I mean, they look like you know what I thought was weird there. What I thought was weird. I don't mean talk. Come up on a thing after the after thing, Dennis. Unless your wife don't let you do it.
Dennis, did I tell you a story about the one time I almost went to Canada? I was at Niagara Falls, right? Had the wife and the kids,
I've been there.
and I go across the bridge to Canada. I'm driving across the bridge. I look over at my wife. I said, "You got your green card with you, right?" She said, "No." All my kids, they have their U.S. passports. They're in the back
What
seat.
year
I
was
have
this?
mine.
What year?
My
What
wife
year?
has her passport, but the Filipino one. So, or she doesn't have her green card with her. So we get to the Canadian side. Of course, immigration says passports, and I hand them all. And he says green card, and I said, "Oh, she forgot it." And he said, "Go to that little building over there." We spent an hour in there. All right. Finally, they call our last name, our family name. We go in. They were typing. They said, "Oh, yeah, she does have a valid green card, but you're going to have to, here's a piece of paper allowing you to make a U-turn, go back to the U.S." So we couldn't stay there.
Oh shit!
So my feet touched the ground in Canada just to walk to the parking lot to their immigration building. And then they gave me a little piece of paper. I had to do U-turn, go back to the U.S. Now, here's the thing, going back in the U.S., right? Same thing. Guy says, passports. Oh, where's her green card? I said, she has a valid green card. You know, sorry, go to immigration. In my own country, we had to sit
Jeez.
in immigration for another hour
Oh my god!
just because she didn't have her green. And again, they went through their computers and they said, "Oh yeah, she's on file for a green card." I said, "I've been trying to tell you that for the last hour."
Hey, do you watch that? You
I
watch
spent
that?
more time trying to get in my own country than I ever did trying to get into a foreign country.
You watch that TV show Danger TV? They show the immigration at the airplane at the airports and all that other stuff. And this one dude had two OUIs, operating under influence, OWI, and they wouldn't let him in the country. And I'm thinking to myself, I got busted in 1987. But me and the ex-wife went in 89 when they opened up the Sky Dome. The Brewers beat them in the first game played there. And they never bothered me about that. And I'm thinking to myself, now don't get offended here, Dennis, but I'm thinking to myself, it's fucking Canada, man. It isn't like you're going into this tropical paradise.
What was the Sky Dome? Is that in Toronto?
Sky Dome, the Brewers, the Sky Dome just opened, 1989. I think the Brewers won the first game played there, I made it a good effort to make them to let them know that that's what happened.
So what about Canada? How's this deal with Canada?
Well,
You said you were going to the Sky Dome. Where was the Sky Dome?
in Toronto.
Yeah, that's what I just said. You said no, this is Milwaukee. They
Oh,
opened a room.
we went to Niagara first, and then we went to Toronto.
Okay.
Niagara's overrated, man.
Well, everyone always said, yeah, it's better from the Canadian side, the view and all that. So
I
that's the
went
whole
on that,
reason we even went over there. And then
dude.
we spent like 3 or 4 hours of our day just sitting in immigration at both countries.
I
And,
I
I said,
had
forget
I had
that.
I had buku pictures, and we went on that mist of whatever the hell it's called, and I went to a go kart track in Canada. You know what was weird is that their parliaments got all, it looked like the United Nations, all different folks, turbans. The manager at the Pizza Hut there, he was wearing a towel. So we go to this go kart. And the guys, they tell you the rules. No, this and that. I was fucking. I, I was a terror on that track, man. And the guy'd come running out. You ain't supposed to do it. I couldn't freaking stop right in front of me, man. What was I supposed to?
Thought it was Demolition Derby.
Oh, man, I don't give a shit. I was there to have fun, dude. It was like, remember that movie? I got it on tape too, unless somebody stole it. With Jack Lemmon, um, Tony Curtis, the race, the Great Race. Peter Falk was in it.
Man, that's going back a long time.
Dude, yeah, that was funny though. Yeah, Peter Falk was the mechanic or whatever. Yeah. You know what, man? When I got there all my life, you hear this, you hear that, and we got there. It doesn't. You know what it reminded me of, Dennis? It was like a flashback to 1952. It or 55. It was all the decor was just dated. Everything looked like a carnival just went through it. Yeah, that's
You
all. Yeah,
mean you mean the Canada that you saw looked old school?
I looked at their Niagara side. It was like freaking. When we went there, it was 1989 or 90, and it looked it like a flashback. And they had. Well, of course, they sell pizza, but everybody does. So anyway, David, you got a live stream coming up next Wednesday.
This is correct. Next Wednesday morning.
I will be under the influence of anesthesia.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll be laid up there. Be having my, what do you call it, trim there.
Oh yeah, well good.
Your Uula, whatever. Eula.
The uvula,
Uvula.
whatever. It's a tongue
Uvula.
twister. Try to say that after 6 beers. I'm telling you.
Right.
Oh, Dennis, I don't mind coming. If I ever go again, it'll be Western Canada. I like it up there. I mean, going there is like,
I think I'd love the Western people, but
dude,
Alberta,
I
Saskatchewan,
wanna,
Manitoba, yeah.
I wanna get to Montreal. I worked with this security guard
No,
guy.
I don't want to go to the French part.
Hey,
I want
listen.
to go out west.
Every year it was this pilgrimage to go to Montreal. Every year, the guy loved cats, and I used to fuck with him so bad, man. He said sometimes they'll make you struggle with the communication thing, but I always wanted to go there. Just to, never been. I went to Puerto Rico, went to Dominican. Uh, unless you are on especially Dominican, unless you're on what do you call it? With the what do you call the places? Uh, you just pay the fee and you don't pull out your wallet the whole week.
The real question is,
Resorts.
Resort.
You get a
If you're
resort
not,
package where
if
all
you
your food and everything's paid for.
yeah,
Hotel.
if you are not at a resort, don't bother fucking going to Dominican because it's cutthroat there.
but the real question is, why do they call British Columbia, Canada, British Columbia?
Yeah, I missed it.
Yeah.
And it's not in
Not to
Colombia.
be confused with the Colombia in South America.
America tried nosing its way up there, but Canadians put up a fight and pushed them back because they were up there for a totally different reason. They thought, oh yeah, while we're here, man, I mean, let's see if we can take this shit too.
Just think of that. That's like a couple hundred miles north of like North Dakota. You know how cold it
Dennis,
gets in North Dakota.
Dennis
So
is in what Saskatchewan is that or Ottawa? Senators.
no,
Love
don't want to be in the eastern part.
There are some Americans who retire in Canada only for that minimal gain with the money.
The name I always liked was Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan.
Moose Jaw.
There's a town called Moose Jaw.
What is it called? Banff.
Banff. Banff.
What is that?
It's a town.
Okay.
In Alberta.
I ain't been there. Yeah. It's like they said in the movie
Well,
Stripes.
You didn't study geography much in school, did you?
Fuck all that. I told you. I knew history was my forte, and that's all I gave a shit about because back then you could get a job, or you used to be able to get a job anywhere, diploma or not. And then
with a history degree?
And things changed, man. I hated school. I didn't have any use for it. Shit.
Tell David, what was your major in?
Originally, it was history. Then it became environmental regulatory science.
That was my favorite subject, man. History. I got straight A's in that shit. Sorry, I can't come up with nothing now though. But
man, I had what
monkeys.
Prerequisites were psychology 101, philosophy 101. Those are the two biggest wastes of time.
Did you buy a house, Dennis? Because I know you had that one bedroom place there, the office. Did you buy yourself another nice place for you and the family?
Dennis, I thought Dennis was alone.
Yeah, no, not anymore.
Why?
He's a happy and loved kind of guy, man.
That's like Gary.
No, like Gary.
Travels down to Mexico or Colombia.
He's like Gary only with money. Money?
Yeah, Gary with money. Gary, except he leaves the house.
No.
Dennis gets on airplanes and goes places.
But anyway. So nothing exciting down there, David? Got the wife off to work. We're the king of the house and all that good shit.
Yeah, nothing too exciting down here. Just the weather, I guess.
Is it warm still?
It's getting warmer. We had a couple of days of nice, cool weather and some rain. But now it's starting to warm back up. So.
Yeah, it was like 58 this morning here. Oh, it feels good. Windows open.
Hey, I wish Craig were here.
A baby.
I wish Craig were here because I'd have to thank him for that Antarctic wind there because that last couple of days been perfect. For
blowing up from Australia. Hey, Dennis, what's your early morning lows up there in Celsius? You cooling down up there in Alberta?
Minus or some shit like that.
No, it's not minus yet. They might have been affected. Ronald out in Seattle, they got a heat wave, man. They were in the 90s for like a week. So
yeah,
Ronald said his apartment's like back in the shade, so he doesn't get a lot of the sunlight. So
he probably doesn't feel it till the fourth day.
Well, that's a guy that was wearing a boxing like you Hefner house coat in Angeles City with the AC turned off. So he's like you, Tony. He likes the heat.
No, man, if I had my own place, I have a air conditioner in every room. But
what's the best kind? Those inverter? They talk about inverter air conditioners.
Those are
there a little bit.
Those you gotta have the main what do you call it outside the house.
Did you rent when you were over there, David?
Yeah.
Did you have good AC where you were at?
Yeah, they worked. I mean,
30,
as long as it wasn't brown out, it worked.
Right.
31, you were in the 40s or 50s down the south.
Today, 18. That's my kind of weather there, 18.
And we had a lot of brownouts.
Henry.
Welcome, hey, Henry, how are you? A lot of brownouts for months long.
You know what? Since I've been here this year, we had I don't think we've had one. It's been out for a little while, but not the entire day. No one knows.
Were you in a rental when the typhoon hit? Yeah.
That's the day change.
Well, I guess that's kind of good because it's a rental, and the owner's got to pay for all the destruction or whatever. You still got to live through it. I know. I've lived through typhoons, but I was in the military, so it was a lot better for us. We had a good support system.
Poor Puerto Rico in the last fucking 8 years, man. You guys get double. Huh.
I was on the island of Okinawa in, I think it was 90. Typhoon Flo went right over the island. The eye. We experienced the eye.
Tsunami or a typhoon?
No, typhoon. And it was a big one. I mean, one of the high, if there was a category 5 like we do hurricanes here, it was at 5. And that eye, I had an apartment, I think, on the 5th floor of a 9-floor tower, and a nice big sliding glass, to the balcony. And the rain was going horizontal one direction. Then the eye came over. It's nice and sunny. Birds were flying. And then the back of the eye came, and the rain was going horizontal the opposite direction.
Yeah,
on that glass door.
The power that hurricane last year, where Tampa Bay was like mud. There was no water there, and then when the shit came back, it was unbelievable. That was the first time ever in my life.
Did you see how that bay went out? The water.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
That looked like a tsunami.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. All these years, I've heard and seen footage. This was that was the first year I ever saw the water fucking sucked out. That I understood.
The only time I saw that was when that Indonesian tsunami hit. Remember? That water, the video of that, the water was way out. I mean, low tide was like a half a mile out.
Yeah, have you ever seen that?
No.
You know that for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction, right?
You ever see it, run.
Hey, I thought to myself, what do you mean, man? But when I saw the Weather Channel, had these teenage chicks were in there fucking around in the mud. Yeah. And the guy says, you better get out of there because when all that stuff was sucked out, it had to go. It came back
Henry, I was there, I think it was around 90, 80. I was there between 88 and 92. But I was Air Force, but I was living on a Marine base. So I was right on the West Coast and looking out at the South China Sea.
Well, have you guys been watching the wildfires in Hawaii?
No, but I heard about it, man.
I never in my life dreamed that it gets that dry there, that could happen. Because when I only spent a week there one time, and it rained every day.
They're tropical. What are they, subtropical or tropical? And Guam is one or the other.
It just baffles me how it could be that dry, for the fire to.
Look, man, they bring up that what do you call it? I mean, if you look throughout the history since they started keeping statistics, the Mississippi River froze over in 1900, 1899. So it isn't the modern day ozone bullshit. It
froze over how far south? Because it goes
all the way to Mississippi.
Get out.
No, I ain't shitting you. Look it up.
The Mississippi River froze over all the way to Mississippi.
Yeah. Look it up.
And this wasn't during the Ice Age.
No, hell no. It was modern day when they started keeping records.
Wow.
1899, I think, 1898 to 1900.
Wow.
That's why.
Impressive.
That's why all these people that get bent out of shape over this ozone. And one of my friends at work had passed away from cancer. He said, yeah, those scientists admitted it was bullshit because trying to change stuff on their own. But I was talking to Bob Martin. He lived in the Philippines. He's got his own YouTube channel. Um, I looked that up, because I heard about it and I thought, is this really the first time that this stuff's been happening? And it hasn't. It's changed throughout history. You remember the early '60s were kind of cold, and the middle to late early '70s were hotter than fuck, and so was the early '90s. So
I remember a time, my parents telling me a time, my aunt lived in the house next door, and they had to tunnel through the snow to go to her house. That's how much snow they received. And now I've never seen that the rest of my life,
Yeah, I gotta tell you this, man. That dude that passed away, he got two things. He got a signature from James Brown on an album. He said, "Hey, white boy, come over here," and he signed it. And the dude, when he was a kid, now Dennis is he's a couple years older than me. He just wouldn't give him cigarettes up either, He said when he was a kid, his dad, Wolf used to sell exotic animals, monkeys and that kind of shit. And his dad wanted to get a monkey real bad. I think they were spider monkeys. I'm not sure. And so he goes up there one day and he's petting it, and the monkey shits and throws it in his face. And he said his mom goes, "How you like your fucking monkey now?"
Still want one?
And you're talking about Macho. He could only reach his arm in as far as he could. That was it. That monkey was taunting him. You want to get him? Do you want to get him now? Oh, you're
David's
muted.
Muted, David.
David, you're muted.
The Mississippi River has froze over 10 times between 1831 and 1930. And then it flowed backwards during the earthquakes of 1911 and 1910 at the Madrid Fault. I remember that one because I'm old.
Did you look up the? Did you
Flow
look up
backwards?
Did you look at the 1899 or 1900 thing I was talking about?
It froze over 10 different times between 1831 and 1930. So over a 99-year time, it froze over.
Can you imagine that, man?
10 different times.
Can you imagine that? I mean, when I was a kid,
in the St. Louis area.
Hey, dog days of summer. August was a mother effort, man. I mean, we lived in this rented piece of shit house, no air conditioning, sweltering heat. Oh my god. Oh man. Plus, I had the cheapest dad in the world, so we didn't have no air conditioner. But the fact that the point of that whole thing was, all of a sudden everybody says, "Oh, it's because of what you're doing now that's wrong isn't helping it. It slowed it down." But the thing of it is, it was happening before there ever was, abusing air quality, whatever you want to say.
Well, I have a theory that the planet would be a wonderful place to live if there wasn't any humans on it.
Japan?
No, the planet.
Oh, yeah, Union too. I mean, today you got these stinking things like my nephew he had 5 kids and he ended up fucking around. He was a mid-level manager at Roy Rogers. He messed around with this young chick and all. And she had 5 kids. He's like his dad. Just don't give a shit, But my sister and his father, these people should never have children. just total disaster. Every one of their kids is fucked up, one way or the other. But it, it it just amazes me how people just they they refuse to see the light. They never can admit that they're the ones that are the problems. And when I say that, I don't say it just to, I could make her feel like shit any day. But don't you don't sit there and you say, that our cousin Christine, she's like 62, and boy, she looks old. Man, and I said to my sister, I said, you ever looked at yourself lately, man? You're no fucking prize. You look like you've been, you know, you people don't want to hear that shit. You ain't like she looked like Raquel Welch or nothing. You know, just
Part of the strategy of life is to make other people feel good about themselves.
But when you listen to some folks, they forget that time has passed since, in their mind they're thinking, and it isn't, it isn't. Sometimes it isn't purposeful, but you forget. You always think of yourself as being in a certain time and era, and you look at that mirror, man, and you go, "Oh, okay." So what my sister was talking about, she was no better off than my cousin was. Uh, you know, if she found anybody that would accept her, she had to hold on to him like grim death.
Well, one thing I've learned over the years is I have noticed that a lot of women from the north are a lot uglier than southern women. So maybe that's why.
Finally, huh? Well, it's a
Yeah.
different mentality, man. A totally different mentality. Up here, is how much money you got. What you spend. Do you go to your fucking lattes there at Starbucks and
David,
shit?
David, if you think that's bad, ask Dennis how they are in Alberta.
Hey, hey, hey! I got two Canadian stories of if I haven't said them before. One one is my friends. They go on this fishing trip. It's June, like third week of June. So they're driving up there. They got shorts on, all this shit. Even if you have it stowed away, a radar detector is illegal. At least it was. And they got up to the border, and those the border patrol agents had long fur coats on, and they were freezing, man. My friends were, and they took it all. Canadians took all the shit out of the car. They had to put everything back, and then to add insult to injury, Rich is one of my friend George's friends. He had this rod and reel. It was like fucking $300-400. It was expensive. He makes one cast, man. Thing goes out of his hand to the bottom of whatever lake is up there, man. Oh my god.
Are you saying they found the radar detector?
Yeah, yeah. It was. Well, he
And
knew.
of course, they
They knew.
confiscated it for themselves.
They knew it was illegal. That you can't enter. You couldn't enter it, and they put it. Stowed it because they knew it was illegal to use it. They knew it was illegal to carry it, to have it on you. What would happen if you came over? And you know these
So
guys
why
from
did
the.
they search the car to begin with? I mean, is that normal procedure?
I
You
don't know
guys,
what they.
friends acting
Maybe
like a fool or something?
I don't know. Maybe it was a random pick. I don't know, man. Sometimes they go, okay, car number 3 there. Get your shit ripped apart. So maybe they were asked the question: do you have uh, any electronics, radar detectors, whatever? And they go, yeah, we do. I don't remember. That was 19. Fuck, man. That was back in early 80s, I think. I was in the service back then. so I didn't partake in any of that. Great place to make money, huh? Arm candy. Yeah, if you're married, now,
Dennis, are they still drilling for natural resources there, or have they cut
they
it
got
back a lot?
they got oil rigs. I go get a job up there, get a permit
Yeah,
to
but
work.
that doesn't mean that their government allows them to use them anymore.
He up there, hoser. It's like being on the UP, man. I worked with this kid. His mother's Mexican, his stepfather's some I don't know Polish, whatever. They go up to the UP and they talk like Upers, man. You know, got these funky accents like Canadians, and they come back and they come back to the hood, you know, and so they're talking to these other Mexican guys. You go, what the fuck? What is that shit you're talking, man? He up there, he up there, take off there, hoser. Yeah, I've never been to Western Canada. Like to be able to. Maybe I come home from my son's wedding. I come up there and visit
So
Dennis, and he
you
can
better
take
go in
me.
the summertime, Tony.
Hey, he can. Well, it's September. He can take me down to show me around Colombia.
I think
Oh,
September is the future for Canada.
Chris Raleigh, I haven't seen that lady. She's from Butuan.
Tony, if you
That's
ever went to Colombia, you'd die of heart failure.
good. I'm willing to try. If it's Timmy's on here too. You guys know Timmy, right? She's got a
Nope.
live stream. Um, she's in Malaysia.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, David knows her, right there.
Yeah.
Nice person, cool, family woman, got a good employer. You know, how do you? Well, what? Oh, here, Kiko, this question for you.
BC.
Oh well, it yeah, that was the name of the street right outside of the Kadena Air Base.
It's probably where all the hookers
Yeah,
are.
Little hooker. Little
uh,
hooker.
How did I know that? How did I
Hey,
know?
at the
tell some
time,
hooker
Henry, I
stories.
was married at the time, and I didn't frequent that place. I did
Yeah,
go one time because
I let
the
him stop.
fellas that I worked with said, "Oh, come on, you know, it was one of those initiation things to the island. Come out with us," and so I did that. Funny thing, all the workers in there were Filipino. Right, the entertainment.
The entertainment industry as we know it.
So Henry, not well. Just the one time. Of course, we walked there on during the day. You know, they had some shops and stuff. But I got two real nice Italian silk suits made by a guy from India who owned a tailor shop. Got them well made for a very good price. That's back when I had a 30-inch waist, and I can get one thigh in them now, I think.
30.
Yeah.
I was shocked when I couldn't wear
Well,
my 32 no more.
well, no. See, I got it. I had like a 29, but the
I was
guy
down there.
made it. He made it 30, and I was kind of upset. You know,
You wanted a tight
I was
shit.
like 30, and this old guy, you know, he's from India, and he does this all the time. He just looked at me and he smiled. You know, trust me, I give you an extra inch. To go up to 30 inches, right? Now, I haven't seen 30-inch waist in
30
30,
years.
40 years. Yeah.
Well, I held on until the pandemic came, and I was smoking too. So I was at the 32. But once the pandemic took hold there, and I was eating more and I wasn't smoking, I was up to as much as in the winter I was wearing 38. You know, and then it went down to I don't even know what I'm at now. I bought my suit from Men's Warehouse, cool suit that I wore to my daughter's wedding.
When was that, Tony? What year?
My daughter's wedding,
Yeah,
2 years ago.
2 years ago. So what size was your suit?
Oh my God! It was a 42 regular, but the waist size. I think I had it at 30, 34, maybe 35. Um, I think I've gained a lot since then.
2 years
Hey,
ago, huh?
oh, 19, well, she got married. What year did I go back? I went back last year, and last year in June. I went June
How
1st. I
long
was
back?
back.
How long you been back this time? You go in January or was it April?
I came in April this time.
That's right, April 4th.
Yeah,
Because that was
last
my
year.
original travel day to the Philippines.
Yeah,
First time I
with
went
the
there.
wife. Yeah. So I first the year before that when I get there January 11th, and I got back June 1st. So and matter of fact, today that all my readings, my blood pressure, everything was perfect, man. I mean, I was at the doctor's office, and my thanks to that what do you call it pill I take with the pulse rate.
So what was your
Uh,
blood pressure?
Geez, it was like one. What was it? One shit, 110 or 109/70. And I'm like, damn. But you see what a difference it makes for me? Because I leave from America there and I come here, and I gain my numbers are good. I was surprised when the dude told me, man. I'm like, Jesus, you know, because that's what that beta blocker does. The problem with the beta blocker is if I don't abuse caffeine enough, a little bit, I'll get that passing out feeling, where it gets. If it goes below 60, you're in trouble. But I got a YouTube friend here, Steve Montelli. He's had a channel. He does podcasts now. He's got a medical background, so he's enlightened me quite a bit, on what to do, what'll help you, what won't, what'll hurt you. You know, I appreciate all that I've learned on here. We've got the Desire here, David. He's a well of knowledge. Hey, anybody see Craig lately? I haven't seen Craig in 2 weeks.
No, I haven't. Lorelai and I are going to become professional travel agents.
You are.
We are.
That could be messy, man.
We sure are.
So,
We're learning
so you're
right
gonna make
now.
like $50 a trip.
Yeah, if that. A
Yeah,
lot of
if that.
a lot of it's for knowledge
For
and
sure.
offer services. So we're going to
Well,
be professional travel agents.
so what other services beside the organization of the plane tickets and hotel and all that?
Well,
What kind of liability is that to you too?
we're going to put disclaimers in there that if if you're from the northern states, then there's a real
Shit.
problem.
Yeah, okay, there. You remind me of Ned Beatty there in Deliverance, dude.
There's what you're talking about is like travel insurance and issues, and so those will take care of that. What we're going to do is not go hog wild with it, but for people that are really interested in getting to know Filipinos and the first time they go to the Philippines
Yeah.
and stuff like that, we're going to offer a small service to help them coordinate and figure all of that out.
This here coming here is a lot less stressful and easier than people might think it is because most of the people here speak English, so it's easier to get yourself uh, in the front door. But for a first timer, it's it's you know
Yeah.
everything.
Well,
You
you have a lot of people that have the fantasy of going there and picking up, women
oh,
and not realizing. I mean, it's to me. I mean, I'm not picking on Gary, but Gary has no clue about reality, and you know, so. But you have a
he
lot.
doesn't show it. He doesn't show it.
So a lot of it's going to be advice associated with the travel plans about how to, if you listen to us, how not to get yourself into trouble.
Hey
Yeah,
Gary, that's never stopped you before, huh, Gary?
you you always have, no matter what you say, you always got to be a disclaimer in there, because there's some moron that'll take it to heart
Now,
and
these are
go,
just
You
artists.
told
how
me
did,
I was going to have a wonderful trip.
yeah,
Right.
and
Just
then they met
land.
this
You're going to land at the airport, and the gates of heaven are going to open up,
dude.
and you're going to be able to walk down the street, being a
I
white
can
guy
tell
and having
I
money in
can,
your pocket, and be
I
treated
can
like.
tell you I can tell you my first experience coming here. And the problem was, I didn't buy any Philippine money. I didn't even tell my credit card companies I was going to be out. I learned
Correct.
that the second time. So when I went there the first time, um, the particular I forget what terminal I was in. I think it was in. I came in three, and international. I left domestic in three, something like that. So it's my first trip, 2012, and so I don't know nothing about currency exchange, all this shit,
I
So
didn't have a single peso on me when I
so
landed there.
so yeah. So when I get to I go through the thing, the nice people working at to check in your stuff out, and so I'm leaving. I go, well, how much? I said, can I get like $200 worth of Philippine money? I'm only allowed to do so much. And I didn't have any smaller bills. So I get outside. I didn't know that they had the back then they allowed the people that were picking you up to sit in a different section, and they would call them up. So this one guy volunteers, and I'm tired. I'm up 27 hours, man. And this guy's going, "Oh, what's her name?" So I said, "Okay." I told her her name. So she came out, and I saw her, and I was like, "Holy shit, boy!" I'm thinking I get to be with this girl. Oof. So I had like $6 American, and and I give this guy like $3. It was like I said, well, that's 120 peso. You did, because when I first went, it was 39 to 42 exchange rate, and he's bitching. $3, is that all? I said, dude, listen, I'm fucking tired. I ain't ready for this shit. So it's 120 you didn't have before you met me. So fuck off. And the other guy tells he reminded me of that waiter in uh, Eddie Murphy. What was that movies he did? Beverly Hills Cop. This guy, other guy goes, "What about me?" And my my girlfriend at the time says, "Well, that's between you and him." And he overheard what I said, because believe me, I ain't got no problem tipping, but I wasn't ready for that shit. It was my first time, really international travel. I don't count Canada because it's, you know,
Because nobody
it's
does. It's Canada.
Canada. I mean,
Yeah, no offense, Dennis.
the mighty dollar rules, So I
Like
didn't
our
mean
other
to be,
stepbrother.
I didn't mean to be like that, but I told those guys, I said, I've been up almost 30 hours, man. I feel like shit. I wasn't ready for this, and then I'm talking to her in the cab. She goes, "Oh, you really should say that loud. This guy might know him." I said, "Fuck him." I said, "I'm fucking tired. If he can't accept the fact that I told him it's my first time, you know, and I'm not trying to be rude intentional and not give you a dick. I wasn't ready for this shit. So I had never traveled by air internationally before. So there's a lot to know. I mean, there's a lot of pointers, man. But you gotta tell them, David. Just because you know these things isn't gonna guarantee a smooth situation, man.
Well, that's all up on you. Yep. It's all up to the individual.
Nah. Well, you're gonna find folks out there that just aren't. up on anything, and they're gonna take you for word to word, word for word, But it's something to do. You may maybe you do it in a different way. You have more of a human touch to it than a freaking corporate or.
All I know is I had this guy. He was a cleaner where I worked. He went on vacation to was that is it Punta Cana or what's that?
Punta Cana.
Is that what's the one in Dominican Republic? Is that the one?
Punta Gorda.
Well, they all got Punta Cana.
But
I
he
mean,
he said he had like a week, all hotels, meals, $799. They could eat as much as they want.
hey,
Got the hotel. You never left the resort area.
I was
Of course,
I
you
was
didn't
in a
want to.
I was in a, no, I was in the northern Puerto Plata, northern part of the Dominican. I was at a place called Lifestyle Resorts. Me and an ex girlfriend went because we had made the plans and then broke up, and she found somebody, and I was talking to my wife at the time. Yeah, so we went, and 7 days, 6 nights, $1,000, and you don't have to pay for shit. So I'm there. She left a day early because this one lady come up to me, and she's Cuban American. Oh, I said, yeah, I was up here with my girlfriend. She left. Oh, yeah, I noticed. Because when you go to eat, and I said, why you want to get together or something? I don't want to do that. Well, why are you freaking asking me that, man? I forget her name, but go to don't if you're in Puerto Plata, Santiago, be at a resort because you do not want to be. You really don't. I had two guys talking to me. One was a cop, and one worked at the City Zoo in New York. And one guy, the guy that worked at the zoo, he was telling me, yeah, this chick was hitting on my friend, and he thought he was in good with her, and turns out she was a prostitute.
Well, it's definitely not safe to go outside of those all-inclusive resorts a lot of times.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
there's a lot of
If you're not a homeboy, don't. I mean, you don't want to put the spirit. Make them feel like they don't want to get out of bed. but
well, no, but
this is how it is. If you can roll with that, then fine. If you can't, I can't. I
It's
can't
like
give.
being on a cruise, except you get to go to the beach.
Yeah,
well,
yeah. You
except
don't have
for
to worry.
with a cruise. I mean, Lorelai and I are huge fans and gigantic champions of cruises.
Cruise
We
sucks.
think dollar for dollar, it's the best vacation you can take. It's the safest thing you can do, and it's one of the funnest things you can do because there's always something to
And
do.
there are a few old geezers that they spend their entire retirement just living on boats, right?
That's correct. There's a few people out there who really doesn't have a permanent real residence, and they spend most of the year cruising. And
How
but
much
what?
are these cruises? Per
Well,
se,
you
how
can
much?
get them as low as $50 a day, all the way up to $200 a day, depending on accommodations and the locations.
So you're
But
trying to drink and get laid, man.
cruises are, and we're like what I said, we love cruises, and we
Hey,
if we were retired, we'd be on them all the time.
for me, man, I like getting to a beach and planting my white ass at that beach.
Well, but you get to do that. The
So
good thing is you get to do
No,
one
I
or
don't want to leave, man. Listen, when I used to go to Florida every year, I literally, I ain't kidding. Literally, I could sit on one and sit in that one. If I didn't have to go piss, I could sit in that one chair all day. I just love the sound of water and the wind. And I went parasailing, and it's just so freaking relaxing, man.
now, David, say for a
It
hundred
brings me
dollars a
so
day,
much peace.
can you get a decent room on a
yeah,
decent ship? Now,
yeah,
then that's what? That's $3,000 a month, right? And
yeah.
that's with with living in a place and all your utilities, that's
Yeah.
about the same amount, you know. So,
It's
like you
true.
said, if you don't really have any connections
Yeah.
and you don't have a permanent home, if you like, I can't really stand boats. I know those are big enough that you don't really get seasick, right? But
You're roboting, man.
and they make port calls how often?
Usually every day or every other day.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. What's really great about them, I mean, like I said, we are huge fans because you get to decide what you want to do at that port. If you want to get off and go sit at the beach all day for nothing, you can. If you want to get off and wander around yourself, you can. But there are very safe, organized trips that you can pay for to go snorkeling in this place where they take you to and they pick you up
You
and bring you back.
splash, you splash
And
for the
all
dolphins.
taken care of. Yeah, we swam with the dolphins. Gosh, I can't remember all the things we've done. I got videos on it all, but we've got to play with the dolphins and swim with them, and we've gotten to go see downtown historic areas, see how tequila's made and how chocolate's made, and taste it fresh.
Hey,
We have a blast on it.
being where I was brings me so much peace. I love Florida so freaking much, man.
We went where Michael Jackson got married and divorced
No,
after.
fuck.
You know,
Where was that?
the DR.
The
Really?
fucking
Uh-huh.
the what?
Was that the one to Elvis's daughter?
Yeah, we went there. Yeah, saw
Was
it.
that his only marriage, or did he have a?
Yeah. And we went and saw a magical cow. So we
A magical cow?
yeah, very special cow.
There's a lot of
Explain
those
that,
up
man.
north, huh, Tony?
Yeah, real special.
At Walmart.
Let you grab the udders. Oh,
But we did cruises.
I've never been on one. I've been on one ship 22 hours at a time, and I was seasick. But it was just like a smaller ferry type that
Yeah,
held
I
a
would
few
encourage you to
vehicles,
go.
and
I would encourage you to go on a cruise.
but I
And
would just
you guys are up by Baltimore, so
I
there's
would just gain so much weight just eating. That's all that you got to do on
Well,
it.
you think you would, but you do.
Or lose money gambling.
Yeah, you might do that.
Right.
You do a lot of walking and activities. You're always busy doing stuff.
And those big ones, they got swimming pools right on the cruise.
Oh yeah, multiple swimming pools.
Multiples. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every day there's stuff there from morning to night time. There's activities that you can go and do. I mean,
Oh, you know what? I should ask that master of
beer,
guy that was trying to buy a cruise line in the Philippines. What was his name?
beer and
The guy
sand, man. Beer and
There you
sand. That's all I need.
Yeah. That guy that runs a YouTube blogger channel.
yeah.
Ex-wife went on
Something man has a story or something.
Oh no! Listen, that might
Cruise.
be that might be my sister's ex-husband. That sure looked like him, but he's using all these. He's saying he's 6'4", and he's sitting next to his wife, and doing live streams. And this dude ain't no fucking 6'4",
Your
man.
sister's ex?
Yeah, her first husband. Yeah,
You think that is?
yeah. That dude's a piece of shit. I'm telling you, man.
Or is that the same guy?
That guy's a that guy is a.
Is it Tony? Is it the same guy?
Every
I think
man
it
has a story.
His name is Mark. He says he was a semi truck driver, but what he was he in the army. He was a prison guard in Georgia, and what else is he? He's borrowed thousands of dollars off my parents and his parents, and never paid it back. He's a
Well,
piece of
Tony, once you move to the Philippines, you can become a legend in your own mind, right?
Yeah.
David was there, right? David, been there, done that.
Mr. Jack woke up from his slumber, man. He's
Hello,
ready to
Jack.
roll.
It's Jack.
Jack, we back to is the romance?
No,
kindled
but you
again?
didn't bring Gary with you.
I think that's
No.
him, though. I think that's him there, Kiko. But
I did see that video that came out the other day about the guy who was an escaped fugitive in America, who was the hospital administrator, who stole all that money, and then he went to go live in the Philippines and reinvented himself to become a legend. That's a funny one.
Yeah. You talked to Bud, and there was a cop in the town he lives in. This dude killed his ex-wife and was gone for 20 years. Comes back, and they give him like fucking time served to some bullshit, man. I'm like,
well, this is an American who.
Well, Tony, nobody liked her, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
And he had everybody convinced in the Philippines that, he was some rich, great guy. Even the Philippines, he bought into his feedback and interviewed him. But he's actually a real fugitive.
Ex-brother-in-law, his stepfather was a truck driver. Now, I think because my mother talked, she wouldn't hold Charles Manson up. He didn't mean it. She talked to him, and my mom said, "Oh, Tony's over in the Philippines." Yeah, I heard him. So, guy's a freaking turd, dude. He shits on his kids. They had this big write-up in the newspaper up in Milwaukee because he was in a prison that got a riot started, and they spared his life because he was cool with the prisoners. But those two people should have never have been. They shouldn't even have been allowed to fornicate with nothing. But they were. But I think that's
sometimes get wrong.
When you're 6'4" and you're sitting in a chair and you have a wife that's 5'2", you're gonna tower over her. So Jack, what do you got to say, man? How's our friend Michael doing? Was that him on that video? That SRRD video? The JRC?
That would have been fun to watch.
Yeah, I was gonna click over to it, but I was doing something else. I forget what else I was watching. I said, "Oh, I'll get it later," because he posts those. He posts those videos. So we got 3 people in the background now. That means
Michael, if you're watching, come up, tell us about your psychiatrist,
or RC
if she's still alive.
Yeah.
You know what we're going to talk about next Wednesday morning?
No, do tell us.
I decided last night. One of my topic is going to be gold diggers and what makes a gold digger, and how much gold makes you a digger.
You really like stirring up the pot there, don't you?
Hey, just saying.
Shit.
We got to quantify gold diggers.
That's a sensitive.
Everybody brings something to the table,
Gary from the background come up.
You know what? A dumb person is gonna have shit happen. It's just the way it is, man. And what if anybody that says it won't happen to me? Listen, if you're an average or below average, you're an average or below average dude. You get some chick that's fucking 10. Well, there's something fucked up here.
Or you like me and just have a really large, well, I can't say the word.
Bank account.
Yeah, bank account.
Bank account. That's what it is.
He's wearing that sheriff that used to be on those Dodge commercials. Remember that, Kiko?
What?
The guy with the amber sunglasses. Remember that guy?
Amber sunglasses.
Yeah, they did correct Dodge commercials, man.
Oh, Rich Corinthian leather?
No.
Oh, not Ricardo Montalban.
Get the fuck out of here. What are you talking about? I'm talking about the South.
Oh, okay.
Oh, is that Corinthian? Oh, yeah, that's a good.
How could I see a South car commercial, Tony? I lived in the Northeast.
No, dude, there's a commercial for a Plymouth. The guy was on it for a couple of years.
I don't remember.
Oh, what a shame there, David.
Anyways, what is about the same shirt as David's wearing or something? Is that what you're saying?
David's the new travel.
When you're a
agent.
travel agent, you gotta wear a Hawaiian shirt.
Jack,
Maybe
David
inspire people.
That's right.
travel agency, and he's moonlighting as a pimp.
Well, let me tell you, actually a theory that I taught my students. And this is a very, very important theory. There's a
Oh, fair.
you want to dress for how you want your life to be. You know, the theory is you want to dress for the job that you want, not the job you have. I have a theory that you dress
Hey,
where you want to be in life. I want to be in a beach fishing, so I dress like that.
You should see
Listen,
Tony. Tony used to wear a tux on his bus.
yeah,
See?
yeah.
Did you
I'll
have a
fuck it up.
uniform, Tony?
Yeah, I had a uniform.
You had a shirt? Like a mechanic? You had your name Tony above the top?
No, I had
breast pocket?
well, I was tanking for a while,
Yeah.
but
And did they give you weather appropriate attire, like warm winter coats?
no, they gave you clothing allowance, and you bought whatever was.
So you were out of uniforms because you could buy whatever kind of coat you wanted to cover up your uniform.
Well,
They
I
have
bought.
to on the bus.
They
Come on.
at first they didn't allow civilian ones, but they wanted $300 for that piece of shit Shino that every time you moved it, $300. I think I ain't buying that fucking thing.
Because
$300.
it was union made too.
Shit. In Mexico, and with
Yeah.
a 25 in a room with a 25-watt light bulb.
Yeah.
Shit. Oh man.
What do you call it? MTA, Milwaukee Transit Authority? What were you called?
MCTS. No,
MCTS.
no, I think the name of the company was.
Is that
Because
Milwaukee City Transit Service?
No. Listen. Years ago, the city had it. They didn't want to deal with it no more. You know, so they
sold it to a contractor.
well the county took it over. The county contracted a company to run it. So when shit started to hit the fan, the company that ran it was called Transportation Services. They had been running it for 38 years, and the county executive we had, some rich boy, that's never known anything but riches. He decided he was gonna because every time the contract came up, it was up for bid. So all through those 38 years, they had a real tight relationship with the company and the county
So
executive.
believe the bad luck, the same guy got the contract every year.
He'd go, yeah, we'll renew that contract, you know.
Sure.
So they get the problem this guy had was he went and awarded it without even opening up bids for it.
Go.
So that was one of those moments, and so they put it next to that shit. And when I retired, the lady said they keep trying. They lowered it. They don't even have the score anymore. I forget what the frickin' was.
So when you retired, were you a city employee or a state employee?
No, a county.
A county employee. Okay.
County.
But all those years, even though it was subcontracted, you maintained your county seniority.
We had the benefits of the county, but we weren't tied directly to it.
Oh, so you were you were working for a contractor who was contracted to the county.
Yeah.
But they had to abide by all the wage tiers and union things, yeah.
So when I retired, she said, they keep hiring these people, and they dropped the, what's that, SAT, not the SAT, what is that, Wonderlic. They dropped it because nobody was passing it. I mean,
you passed it just by putting your name on it.
Hey, I gotta honestly tell you if that was a gauge on how a person is, that was the worst freaking thing, man. I mean, it was the worst.
Well,
But
but that's what we do in
Was
education now.
is that the one that says you're an introvert or something or
they give you
extrovert?
like there's like 30 questions on there, and I forget what was
Yeah,
what.
but they put you in categories. What are those categories, David?
I don't remember, man.
Oh, but that's what we do
I
in education now. If you can't pass the test, we just make the test easier.
Right,
well,
right.
But
you
what
know
you're
what they've
talking
done.
about is
Just
it's the
when
four
all else
leadership
fails, lower the
squares,
standards.
Hey,
you
hey,
know.
you know what they've done? You know what they've done in Milwaukee is, and I had a one of my passengers was a same age as me. He went to school for teaching, college when he got out, and now you don't even have to actually graduate and put in the work. They don't want to feel nobody left out, so they graduate everybody.
Yeah. David, it's like that old saying, you know what they call the person that has the lowest passing score at a medical exam?
Doctor.
Doctor. Yeah, there you go. So,
But anyway, man, they had
hey, Tony, when I was in I was in the military, I made E5. I was the cutoff score.
oh
Because
yeah,
back then you'd get these big old dot matrix printouts, you know, of
hey,
your score and all your scores, and
oh
the bottom line was said that you were number out of how many, and I was that number.
yeah.
I
Here,
was the
here's what
bottom.
here's what happened to me, man. I had spec four like whatever cards or whatever, and when I went in, those first the private, the PFC, and that one were like givens. You just did the time, and you got the rank. But because I got in a little trouble with the first wipe there. I wasn't where I should have been and all that shit. So I had to go before a board of officers and enlisted. And I'm nervous as fuck. I'm worried. I got my stuff on,
All
and
squared away, got the haircut going, freshly shaved.
yeah, and,
Yeah.
and a couple of the questions. When you don't know an answer, when you don't know the answer to a question, you just right away tell them, and then you move on.
Yeah.
And I was just nervous, man. I mean, I was
You're
doing
going
pretty good.
abada, abada, abada.
I think you were probably talking about the Myers Briggs test, right?
Well,
Maybe,
what they
yeah, yeah.
found what they found was they said they gave me the rank, and they said he knew the stuff, he just was too nervous.
Yeah.
So I earned mine, it wasn't given to me, but I
Myers
I had,
Briggs, huh?
I had it. You know what? If I wouldn't have this, I I had this card. I had this '70 Camaro, this piece of shit, and it was an orange rust bucket I bought for my friend. I primered it all black. So they had a bumper sticker out at the time, and it said, "Don't stop now, re-enlist." And I cut that up to "Stop now, don't do it, don't enlist." I had it cut up, man. And the post recruiting officer was pissed, and this is when I first found out about having rights. There was nothing they could do about it. It
Came
said
out, you had four flat tires.
mine said stop now, don't reenlist. He couldn't
Yeah, I
do
think you
shit
might
about
have been
it.
thinking about like with the Myers Briggs, they give you these categories: INFP, which is the healer,
Right,
the
right, right,
INTP,
right.
which is the architect.
Introvert or
Those,
extrovert for the I or E.
You know,
Yeah,
yeah.
you know what
yeah.
my problem. You know what my problem was. I was
No,
always on that
that's a long
border.
list, Tony.
I was on a border. I was on the borderline. Every time I had a test that counted, I'd be the one that was one under. A point, an answer that had a 3 point value, and I'd be one under. I'm like, come on, man. This, if I get this one extra question, it ain't gonna make or break me. So I'm the same fucking guy, with it or without it. Come on, man. Dennis the Slayer is the Viking. Was busy installing an engine in his car, and when he has the time, he is going to have a personal um, uh, what do you call it with him?
Who's installing an engine?
Christian, his brother.
Really? Into a car?
Chris,
Yeah,
yeah, I think Christian knows a lot about shit like that.
yeah.
But I messaged him and I said after last week, Dennis, and I said you guys got to have a private live stream together.
I wonder if it's a geothermal engine.
No, usually it's these piece of shit Volkswagens that
It's a joke. It's a
they
joke.
like buying there.
So for Simon, it would be what 3:35 in the afternoon. I don't know if he's off work yet.
No.
It don't mean that'll stop him from having it on. He was on last week.
Yeah, he has a phone with him. So
But anyway, I left that up to them two guys. So I said, when Kristen accepts any apology from him, then I do. Until then, I don't. You can forget about the twit over there. That'll never be.
I guess I missed something. Who does Christian need to accept apology
yeah,
from?
I don't know what's going on.
Well, way back when Chris imploded on one of his live streams and lost like what $800 in one night. He accused Christian of being a rat, this and that, and Christian was his right hand man. And
who was this? Sorry.
so people felt like they could fuck with him because he looked like he was the weakest guy. So that part I fuck that. I don't.
But who
That's
lost?
why.
But who lost the $800?
Well, listen, I when we had a live stream, we were on What's the Slayers one time, and you were on there, David, and this other guy had called you a fat boy and all kinds of shit, So I
Doesn't bother me any.
but no, but that ain't cool with me.
I agree.
I keep telling everybody. I said everybody here that's on here, and everybody I talk to that have on, I have no freaking problem with. But if somebody fucks with them, I'm gonna stick up for them just like I do with him. And I'm not okay with it until he's okay with it. I'm just don't feel like you can fuck with somebody because they look like this person.
I think we're all in agreement with that. But my question is, it's because I enjoy Christian also. So if somebody's being difficult to him, I would like to know who it is. So therefore, I don't patronize their channel.
I learned how to do that.
It was like 3 years ago, David. We all met on that live stream. That's that's the first time I ever heard of live streams and got on one. So originally, that's where most of us met.
Dude, that was an epic meltdown, man.
I guess I didn't see that day, so I missed out on all this drama.
Dude, you missed.
David came along later. He doesn't know about it either. So
you missed the fireworks, man. It was classic, man. It was like I've never seen nobody lose shit so fast in one night than that night. And I'm like anybody that said boo, I'll block you. Boom, you're gone. You know what, man? The Slayer and Christian's one thing, but Dennis, it'll never be with the twit there, man. Never. Even if he's on here, there ain't no freaking way. Be like that Eagles thing when hell freezes over kind of shit. Good people that make mistakes change themselves. Other people that are full of shit never change. And if nobody sees the difference, I'm not gonna go through all that shit again. But the dude would rather sit on his fucking ass and have a YouTube channel than to go back home and work for a couple of months to make his family happy. Now that kind of person's a piece of shit. I don't give a shit if he's listening or not. You asking everybody what you should do? you're a 62-year-old man. Go fucking do it.
Well, now that's a good thing. Since he's a 62-year-old man, it's not me. So at least I know
No.
that much. Because I'm not 62 like you old guys.
But you know, I don't even want to go down there. That's enough of that. That's enough. Bring back Firewater. There you go.
RC. He said bring back RC.
Well, any live stream, listen.
What people say, let me say this. What people say behind a computer screen or a keyboard means zero to me. Because in my world, the way I grew up, if you're not man enough and ballsy enough to come to my house and say it to my face, then it means absolutely nothing. So I get a lot of negative comments on YouTube. I don't really give a crap.
Hey,
because it has no true effect on me.
Mama
You know
always
what?
said, consider the source. You know,
other folks were messed with, but they
All right,
didn't need to back.
man.
They didn't need to back in it. That
don't
it's just
don't
as
worry,
simple.
Tony. You don't have to stick up for me. Anybody can say anything they want about me. You know, I don't. It doesn't really. It's like water off a duck's back, right? David?
Yeah, I've been like that all my life. When I was in grade school and I was in Ohio, this friend, he was a year older than me. I didn't know it, but these kids were fucking with him because he was short, and people thought they could mess with him. And I came downstairs and there's this, walkway. I see these guys messing with him. I'm like, well, get the fuck away from him. And they did. Now I don't know what I'd have done if they did. He said no, but I didn't like that, and I didn't think it was right. So I stuck up for
Goodbye,
him.
Henry. Goodbye, Henry.
Bye, Henry. Now the same dickhead.
But the key is not to
He
give.
sits there with my cousin and he talks shit about me.
You know,
Go ahead there, Dr. David.
you just can't give keyboard warriors any legitimacy. You
Dude,
can't acknowledge them because they're cowards. That's what
I
That's
always
why
tell
if you guys, hey, let me say this. If you guys have noticed, when I do my videos or my live streams, my faces here, I stand by what I say, what I choose to say, the opinions I give. I stand by myself, period. And if you don't like it, you can kiss my big whatever, and that's just the way it is in my world.
your lily white
Like my
ass.
videos, don't like them,
Most times people can, you take it with a grain, you let it go.
Yeah, you just got to take stuff with a grain of salt.
But I'm just saying the basic shit. I cannot stand anybody that picks on what they perceive to be a weakling. I hate it.
That just shows
Never-
that they are the coward. Because when you got to pick on somebody less than you to make yourself feel good, come on.
I used to love going on players' live streams, and because after about 3 hours, once what's his name got warmed up, then it was time to leave. But see what you get. See what you're left with when you have the goose that laid the golden egg. You got the world by the ass, and you shoot yourself in the freaking foot, man. And when that's your livelihood, you're the dumbest fucking person.
Well, there's a lot of these expats that is their livelihood, and the only way they can generate revenue on YouTube is causing hate and discontent, and hopes people will view them and give them donations. It's just a form, and there's channels all over YouTube that does nothing but spew hate and discontent and tries to get people to fight because that's how they make money. So that is their way of living because they're cowards and they can't do anything better than that.
That who's that dude that Alabama guy with that freaking turd? I forget his name, but he comes over there. He's over here. He's 40 some years old. He's not on SSDI or SSI, and he's just a piece of shit. And these people keep giving him money. Well, here we go. The professor's in the house with his sweetheart avatar. Well, his mother?
I think that's his mom and dad.
No, is it really?
I thought he told us that was his mom and dad.
Yeah, it is, man.
Yes, mom and pop.
Yeah, you look a lot like you popped her, man.
Yeah, that's what they tell
Probably
me.
got more sense of your mama, though, huh?
Yeah, I got all my shit from her. I just got his looks, the punk ass bitch.
So what have you been up? Hey, you still got the latest girlfriend, right?
Yeah, she love that face too.
Okay.
What up, the Ribeye King? Ribeye King in the house. What's up, David? What's up, Red Horse? What's up, Green Bay? What's up, Pennsylvania?
I'm having some surgery next week.
On what?
It's a 2-for-1. They're gonna trim down that little punching bag thing you got in the top of your throat, in the back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then the other one is I'm volunteering. I'm donating. They're gonna graft some skin off of my Johnson, so others can feel whole again.
I didn't even hear that shit before my oatmeal.
Well, I figured you was bored, so.
Damn, why you gonna go ahead and get nothing, honey?
We don't need any diseases.
Hey, you're not Canadian. Hey, you're not Mr. Nursery. Hey, why don't I see a little picture, man? Are you you haven't been Canadian misting this morning, have you?
No, I ain't fucking Canadian missing shit. I'm missing my damn ultrasound.
You missing your what?
My ultrasound. Fucking VA didn't authorize the shit. I was supposed to get
They
it
won't
done
give
today.
you 5% of 5%?
No, once you get 100%, then they do everything they can
To ignore you?
Yeah, because they figured, well, you maxed out. Now we're just gonna drag it out. We're gonna see how long your ass can survive.
Give them the Jackson speech,
They fucking with the wrong Negro. They don't know.
Matter of fact, you had to write a paper on this your ordeal, man.
Mm-hmm.
How to not get fucked in 10 easy lessons.
From the professor. Books flying off the shelf.
Mrs. Red Horse, man, I don't know. No, you don't have no Red Horse.
Hell to the devil, no.
You don't drink that swill, man. Shit.
No. The whole time.
Hey, you know what I thought was funny here? I go get some. I saw the spirit said San Mig Pale super dry, so I try it out. I like those beers super dry because then you get that little bitterness and then it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
So when you go into the store here and you go, what kind of beer you got? Fucking San Mig, that's it. If you don't like Red Horse, if you don't like the Pilsen, if you don't like the light, you're fucked.
I'm just gonna go over to the color, bust all the Jack Red Horse up, and then bring in the Johnny Walker and then introduce him to the group.
And his brother Red.
Yeah, Johnny Walker Red. If you still want red, I'll give you red.
Oh, hey, Ronald, I was going to tell you, we're going to do live streams again on Wednesday mornings if you want to join us.
Excellent. Does her.
At 9 o'clock.
This coming week, we're going to talk about gold diggers. We're going to quantify gold diggers.
Oh, he'll be there.
I'll be there.
2 Maxes here were gold diggers.
Okay. See?
I'll be there.
I had a conversation with my wife about this the other day, so that's going to be our topic.
Because what? She's the gold digger?
I'll talk to you more about it on the live stream.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Greg, don't be giving.
Well, I'm gonna be under anesthesia, whatever that is.
We'll be able to make fun of you then.
The sports get ripped off.
I'm gonna be under the influence of
Sorry,
gas.
David. Wednesday morning is my golf day, so I won't be able to make it.
All right, appreciate that.
What,
I
Jack?
would, but
Hey, Jack.
I'll be
You
unconscious.
picking your nose, Jack?
I'll be unconscious.
I think golf. GOLF.
What's really going on? Oh. I've been to the golf.
Twice. Huh?
Lord, it was.
The good news, David, I only got probably 4 or 6 more weeks of good golf weather. So
Well, that's true.
What's your average score, Kiko?
way up there. Well, you can't tell because what we always play a scramble, which is the best shot. So we always shoot a little bit under par, but that's because you got 4 guys and you're all going by the best shot.
Mm-hmm. The scrambles are fun.
You're working with 62?
No, I ain't ever going to shoot my age. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
I won't live long enough to do that.
How many mulligans is in there?
Here's a really funny one you guys will like if you like golf. I saw an interview of John Daly the other day on somebody's podcast because I like John
When he
Daly.
wasn't wasted.
Yeah, he's a great guy, but he's from Arkansas, as you guys all know. So I kind of like him. But he was talking about playing golf with the presidents. And he was talking, and I really like this. They asked him, well, have you played with Donald Trump? And he's like, oh, yeah. And they asked him, well, is Donald Trump a good golfer? And he's like, yeah. He takes it seriously, and he's very good at it. So they asked him, well, how was it like playing with Bill Clinton? And he's like, oh, shit. He cheats he cheats on everything. He said that he just randomly says, yeah, that looks like a 1 par, a 2 par, and just picks his balls up and puts them wherever he wants and just does his own thing in golf. So,
The sun will go down on me 3 times before I ever get over the first.
I liked it because they always talk to him about injuries. The thin golfers, the svelte guys, they hurt themselves. And what they asked him one time, and John Daly's remark was, "Well, no, you can't pull fat, so you don't get injured."
No.
All these guys that pulled muscles, he said, "No, you can't pull fat."
I just like Q Rodriguez back in the day, Lee Trevino. Those are white guys, underdogs.
What are you drinking on today?
Who, me?
Who?
Carlsberg.
Carlsberg.
I hope you ain't going to run out.
No, I'm pushing it because I couldn't resist. I had 2 of them at 4 o'clock.
He was prepared this week.
I can't find these fucking alternate 6 or cases anymore.
I'm just drinking water.
But
What'd you order that on? What's the Amazon called there? Shopee.
But
So how much do you order at a time?
You could much whatever they got in there. There's different vendors, so you gotta if you order shit from Hong Kong, it's gonna be a while for it gets. But you can buy the Chinese beer, Snow Beer, which is good for 798 pesos, man. But I don't. They only stamp their can the day it's made of the year it's made. So
790.
That's for 24.
Yeah, that's for
$7.99. Wow.
Yeah, it depends you have to scroll down through all the vendors. Don't pick the first one. Yeah, don't pick it was like Miller. Milwaukee's Best used to be with Miller. When it came out, it was the cheapest. All these alkies all the bridge dwellers were all buying this shit up.
Not yet. Goodbye. I got to
This
get back
is
there and plant some
any
seeds.
of it. Hey,
Johnny
hey, Ronald,
Appleseed.
Ronald, you see Dennis? You see Dennis's question?
I just answered it.
Yeah.
Oh, you did. I guess I'm gonna
I
get
said, when I get back, I'm going to be Johnny Appleseed.
Johnny Apples.
Did you already test drive the Ferrari?
Oh, man, I took it around the block 5 times.
I think I got one downstairs.
It's a
I don't
little,
even
it's a
know.
little,
Fuck,
little midget.
man.
Mhm.
Would you just wake up, Ron? What's the story with you?
No, I've been up since, shit, 4 something.
Or something? You must be
Wow.
up then. Yeah.
It's all the way up to 7:55 a.m. where you're at.
I'm right
You're
here
gonna
now.
gonna take that little young and Jack here and teach him how it works, huh?
Yeah, man, I got to get him off of that red horse. Good Lord, have mercy.
Yeah.
If you're gonna go out in style.
Well, I think he was being. I think he went Mike Tyson on somebody.
Yeah, I'm bleeding.
Don't they use that stuff to take chrome off a bumper?
Not Coke.
That's a de-rust.
Oh, that's
Oh.
Coca-Cola. I'm sorry.
Coca-Cola. You
Jack,
trying to
like,
play? You trying to play
like,
people?
fuck all y'all shit. I'm drinking what I can afford.
Yeah. You know, the people used to tease about Milwaukee's best, but it was the same fucking shit Miller Lite, man. Only they were selling it for back when it came out. It was
Probably
like
down the same production line, huh, Tom?
$12. Yeah. Well,
But
they
you can't see me
blew
taking no Bud Light and squeezing no WD-40 in it.
Well, Budweiser owns the company that brews a lot of this shit too. This is about the only thing
There
for
you
my
go.
hair. Oh, you don't drink that shit.
That's a mixed drink, Jack.
Yep.
Oh my god! Now you fucking like Ricky.
Yeah, there you go. Just hook it up. Just squeeze it in it.
Ricky Nelson.
Ricky Ricardo.
Stands for.
Ricky Nelson. You're gonna make that plane crash. He's doing an 8-ball.
So, what else is going on in the planet?
Man, everybody's happy and content here.
Tony's finally having his operation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're hoping it improves his looks.
He doesn't have to change his name either. The name goes both ways.
If
Since
they
I got
remove that thing, Tony,
Hey,
you won't be able to
since I got thick dick syndrome, I'm gonna donate some of that shit.
Nobody wants to.
Take that lobotomies. So
Hey,
you're not seeing.
hey,
It's like
hey.
he's got dyslexic
Hey.
vision.
There's like a bunch of pencil dicks out there, man. So
Yeah.
I probably won't have no alcohol next week unless they see the problem with stores.
Oh yeah,
the
you
problem with-
will.
Listen,
Don't
man,
lie.
the problem with stores over here is they don't order something when it's running low. They order it when it's out.
Yeah, for a week. It's got to be out for
Yeah,
a week before they real. Yeah.
Exactly.
Out of stock, sir.
You go, hey, when you
Tell
gonna
me.
fill that beer
Tony,
cooler up
you
there?
should do that. That's the norm. When you see these motorcycle riders and these truck drivers running around with these bald head ass tires, they ain't gonna order another tire till it's dead. You know it.
And even and when it does go, they'll just go to a vulcanizing shop, get it patched up.
Hey,
Try
Hey,
to patch it up a
listen,
little bit.
hey, them nice socks you got on.
Patch it, fuck the thing back up.
Yeah.
So
Are those, what do they call them?
is that the only thing you got in your apartment? Is fucking
Are those
desk?
compression socks?
No, these are just those tube socks from the Walmart.
Oh,
Oh.
man, compression. fuckers.
They feel
They
like
do have Tony. They have them for people that got like gout or something. They got compression socks.
Gout.
Come on, David, Maestro, tell them. Set them straight.
Hey, we used to have,
Give me your professional medical opinion.
hey, we used to have a guy. We used to have a guy that had 24-hour gout.
damn.
What is
And
that?
Prussian socks can be used for many different
Ain't no such thing.
Now,
When you got gout, it's kicking your ass.
No.
It's more than 24 hours.
edemas, you name it. They can be used for a lot of things. Arthritis.
So, Ronald, David's starting a Chippendales outfit there in Arkansas.
That's right.
He's trying to recruit all of us. We're retired from that stuff.
It's going to be
They won't
called
be recruiting me. I'm getting
As
the
long as
chip.
Jack can dance with a Red Horse bottle.
It's
Yeah,
going to
we
be
gotta
called
get
the Hoagie Show.
Don't get them started. The neighbors will be coming over.
Crack it over the head the first insult.
Mm-mm. There ain't gonna be no
I
chicken
like
there.
it. I like it too. Yeah.
What are you gonna go up to a tiny dancer playing with Elton John?
Chris Farley.
Yeah.
I got burl eyes. Hey, grow that facial hair down. You look like
No,
burl
work
eyes.
it. Work it.
Look at him.
Look like that Ralphie from that comedian.
Remember Ralphie? He died. Ralphie Parnetti or something. He died. He had something freaking happen with his. He had one of those stomach staple deals or some shit. That dude was hilarious.
Tony, how long will you not be able to talk after the surgery?
You don't remember Ralphie, man? Ralphie's hilarious.
Tony, I had a cousin. She had that stomach staple operation.
Yeah.
She was like she started out 3 or 4 bills, and when I saw her, she was like a third of what she used to be. I hadn't seen her for like 20 years, but I saw the face and I'm like, man, that face kind of looks familiar, but it was a skinny version of her face.
Her ass?
Well, everything. She was like a third of the size that
Didn't she have that where she had a slab of fucking fat? They had to cut that shit off.
Well, I don't know. It was I saw her at a wedding, you know. So
Well, hey! What I can tell you is, when you're a cool enough person, the last thing somebody would think about is assaulting your physical appearance. When I talk about, and I've had many friends in the factory and driving. When I talk to them, that's the last thing that enters my mind because of the person they are. So when I hear it, I'm thinking, what the hell they talk? What is this person talking about? You know. Everybody has pluses and minuses. Everybody that's allowed on this show is cool.
hey, I've been short all my life. I'm like 5'7". So
You got like what, a 3.5-inch crank?
on a good day. Well, when I was young.
You got to go all the way to that shaft that goes up underneath your tank there. That's
There
included.
you go.
So go ahead and add that on.
Don't know, Tony. Haven't seen it in years.
You know what's been going on around here lately? The last year was the cats with their caterwauling and their fucking
Quiet.
around. This year,
Tony,
Dude.
stop. It's
Dude.
quiet, okay? Don't mention anything.
no, these bastards are gonna wait till 2 in the morning. Then you got Then you got this gang of dogs, and they make the same. They're always at the deepest part of this tent, whatever it is, and they're fucking going nuts. And then one up here has got this special fucking
Well,
sound.
Tony, they're quiet now. They're just waiting for you to go to sleep, and that's when they'll start tearing it up.
Well, when I clapped my hands the other day, it was spooked.
Ronald, is the heat wave done up there in Seattle?
Yeah, it's ugly as fuck over here. It looks like Poland.
Yeah. That British weather, huh?
Yeah, big time.
British sunshine.
Jefferson Key.
Big time.
A little mist in people, huh? Well, Dennis, you're such an enigma now. You know, it's
No, that's ribeye. That ain't Dennis no more. We done moved up.
he's not Canadian bacon anymore.
Someday he'll make it to filet mignon.
Oh yeah.
Someday
He
he'll
only
be
gets that
John
when he
Baby.
goes to Colombia.
He'll be
Right
Yeah,
now,
John
good.
Baby. Tomahawk steak.
Oh, there
he
you
gets
go.
the prime cut in Colombia.
Well, you know it ain't happening here. It ain't you ain't getting no porterhouse with this shit here. They haven't even heard that word.
I had a tomahawk steak. I overpaid for that thing. I think I paid like $80. And it took
What?
about 2 hours to get. And the mofos freaking after it was cooked perfectly. They put it in the microwave.
Oh,
What?
where was this? Where'd you do this?
That thing was gray as fuck.
Like the great outdoors, man. John
Jack, where
Candy and
are you
Dan
talking
Aykroyd.
in the States or in the Philippines?
Here in the Philippines, my
I'm talking.
American friend, he cooked it perfectly on the grill, and then it was waiting forever for the tomahawk steak, and I hear the microwave go off, and it comes back. The plate's hotter than shit.
How big a steak was it? How big?
A tomahawk.
Oh, shit.
I was
Man,
pissed.
they
Fucking charcoal.
microwaved it.
Microwave.
We don't need to stop using these Indian terms for all this bull.
Hey, he must have been stoned like a motherfucker. The microwaves.
The Indian
Mm-mm.
they done took the tomahawk.
Where's that come from? Is that
Well,
from the
well
leg?
done.
What part?
Wisconsin. Tomahawk, Wisconsin.
What part of the caribou is that? Is that the leg or the arm?
Right?
Gotta be the late thighs combo.
He's talking like a Pennsylvania there now. Jack's
All I know
ready to
is
start.
I'm never going to eat any Adidas or Balut. I know that.
No Adidas, no Balut,
Or
no
Esau. What's that?
Nikes.
The chicken
No,
intestines on a
They
stick?
can
No
they
thanks.
can
Yeah,
make it.
nope.
They can make it sound as tasty as anything. Ain't no fucking way I'm eating no goddamn fucking bird.
Damn.
It's just the smell the chicken intestines cooking up on the grill. Mm-mm.
Man, my
That
wife
turned
went
me
to a
off.
birthday party. Her Philippine friend made this pork adobo. You know, like you'd put on skewers. You know, little chunks of pork on a stick. Oh man, that was the best pork
Yeah,
adobo.
that's pork barbecue. I
You
call it
know what's
rack.
it's
Yeah.
different here with the they don't put the growth hormones like they do back
Yeah.
here. I grew up eating rubbery nasty ass pork chops, and I come here. In 2012, we bought a bunch of it at the market, and I wouldn't expect that after a lifetime eating the stuff that tasted like crap.
Yeah.
That
Plus,
was
our
the most
processed chicken too is totally
that
different.
was that was the most enjoyable pork I've ever eaten in my whole life, man.
It's like usually my birthday, I like to go to the beach, and I give my maintenance guy a couple thousand peso, and then get some like pork chops, this, that, and other, and he marinates that shit, and he cooks it up. That shit is good.
Yeah, the one time I was there last time in the Philippines, we went. My wife said we're going to the beach, and it wasn't a sandy beach. Well, it was near Butuan somewhere, but it was just coral rock. But we
Bob
sat.
Brown?
You know, they have
Bob
the
Brown?
wooden shacks that you rent out,
That's, yeah,
right? And
that's what.
guys walking by with
That's
the pig, on a stick,
that's
one on each end. They're walking by giving people
yeah,
cuts of
stick through the mouth
babui
and
if
he
you want it,
has
and it was good
that
stuff.
that's kebab run. They got
Is
stone
that the ones,
beaches.
the guys that walk around on the beach and sell it to
Yeah.
everybody if they want it?
Hey Jack, how much them cigarettes cost over there?
If you go to the Sar store, it's like $140 a pack.
In that US dollar.
$3.
No, $250.
Yeah, $250.
But you said you could at the market $120 each, right?
Yeah, you can buy a rim for about maybe 1,100 peso.
Well, I don't smoke no more.
And you don't smoke no more. I just
So
left
that's
the
like
Indian
20 bucks,
reservation.
Ronald.
Pico. I just left the Reds.
Ronald.
I got 3 packs of these shits called Plymouth. They like
Ronald.
$4 a pack.
How much?
And Ronald, haven't you had a brother pass away from cancer for smoking?
Yeah, a whole lot of people died from cancer. That ain't gonna stop me from smoking.
You know, well, you know what? I got a friend that used to talk shit too. Now this fucker can hardly breathe. You know?
I know a whole lot of people that drown. I don't plan on drowning.
Come on, man. Don't.
My grandpa passed away from
What the
smoking.
fuck?
People. Wait.
My father died of alcoholic. They ain't stopping me. Cheers,
Oh.
motherfuckers.
Hmm.
Babaloo, Babaloo. We got your,
You know the door unlocked.
yeah, you got your stone buddy on there tonight, man.
Yeah.
No bed, no nothing in that room, huh?
At my Adidas.
Hey, it looked like Payne Stewart.
Well, did a bit justice in the
Look at Kiko.
Fucking
Oh my
Pele.
God.
It's all
Pele
Adidas.
Dolphin.
What is
Wow.
it? 3 for 1 Ukai
Yeah.
sale.
Oh,
I only wear
From the
Adidas,
PI?
baby. Yeah.
all right, you got.
How much you pay for those in the PI?
Oh no, I didn't buy these bad boys over there. My son bought these when I came back.
That's how Squidward puts his shoes on. Get them all lined up like that.
No. I still got a fresh pair here in the box. Yep.
Wow.
Man.
Hey, when you do to come back here, Ron?
Oh my God. Whoa.
You plan on living long enough to wear all 4 of those?
I see those rich Filipinos wearing Adidas, so I'm gonna act like them.
Whoa.
Jeez.
I
Well, you know,
the
the only reason why I wear Adidas, Tony, I told you this many years ago.
Oh,
When you
okay.
plan on coming back?
I told you the reason why I only wear Adidas.
Say it again,
That
man.
song.
No.
My Adidas.
It's because Jesse Owens.
And we don't know the history.
The history is
Ain't allowed.
he kicked the Germans' ass in the Olympics in 1934 or whatever it was.
Yeah, I
And
remember that.
39.
Adolphus Adidas made those 4 fucking pair of shoes for him to win them golds.
For Jesse?
Yeah.
And where was Adolphus Adidas from?
They was from Germany.
Sounds like a Greek dude to me.
They was
I wear
German.
Skechers and only Skechers, and you want to know the reason why?
Fuck your
What's the
Skechers,
reason?
man.
Because they're comfortable.
Hey, well, those New Balances.
Yeah, you
ain't
don't have
no
to. You got the one where
You
you don't
got
have
the
to.
ones with the slide-in heels? Were those? Did those
Yeah,
work?
exactly. Yeah.
Huh?
I even made a
Just tying
video.
them. Hey,
Yeah,
I
tying
know
them's
you did,
complicated.
but
Yeah.
Tying them's
I thought you were just-
complicated, man. It's
you don't
complicated.
tie them. You slip them on.
I'm the Walmart special shoe
Yeah.
guy.
There you go.
I don't care.
Back
I
in
don't
the
like
East Coast.
New Balances.
Kiko, I don't know if y'all
Yeah.
heard about it, but Kiko from Pennsylvania, but we used to
Okay,
call
New
those
Balance.
cheap Korean shoes,
You know
we
what?
call them Bobos. They
What?
had that hard plastic and that bullshit canvas. You
Oh,
wash them
man.
and clean them. The canvas goes before the rubber goes.
Pro Keds. I remember Pro Keds.
Pro kids,
I
I
remember.
remember.
PF Flyers, Pro
And
Ked.
what are those Converse? What are they called? Charlie Taylors?
I never.
Everybody's wearing them now.
Suede.
They made a
Suede.
comeback.
I'm
Chuck
never.
Taylor.
You know what?
Chuck
All my
Taylor,
life-
yeah. And I couldn't, after wearing,
Okay.
modern shoes, I couldn't wear those again. Because modern shoes, you got the nice soft heel, like Skechers, like David was talking about.
I
Yeah,
The comfortable walking shoes.
Converse were elusive because they were $20, man.
Right,
And
they
I
were
get-
expensive, man.
You
because I
couldn't
get
afford
those
those
tag
Converse.
Couldn't
waves.
ever afford them.
Suede,
No.
suede too. But
And leather would
I
have
used to
worse.
get 2 for $5 at Takeaway. You know.
That
Yeah, we
was
call
that
it
was my
Bobo.
cousin.
But then they come out with Keds, PF Flyers, Puma. Here come Reebok. Here come Nike. All of a
Hey
sudden.
Dennis, I tried using you as a broker there to broker a deal with the two individuals, but you denied. You didn't want to do it.
What are you
Don't
talking
ever play matchmaker.
Yeah. Talk about the
That's what we're
misfit.
going to talk about next week.
Don't talk about that fucking weasel.
No, you're going to talk about gold diggers. There's a difference.
No, David, go ahead. I mean, you're really going to open up some can of worms on that shit.
Well, I just had questions.
No, well, like what are the questions?
But it's a suggestive term, you know.
Not like they choose us for our good looks, David. You know, I mean, come on.
So what's your
Who are we trying to kid?
Well,
Except for
what's
Jack.
What's
I'm
gonna
gonna go
happen?
Jack, right.
What's
I'm
gonna
going to go a
happen?
little deeper than that.
Oh my God! No clothes.
I'm going to go a little deeper into the subject.
Really?
But you're gonna make people that aren't they're self-conscious. They're gonna be on a guilt trip because it's gonna think it applies to them.
Well, it probably does.
Oh,
If you feel that way, then it does.
Any old guy
this
thinks
is the
he
guy that
truly
voted
rates
for Biden.
that person is smoking something.
Hey,
Right,
I'll
Gary.
vote for,
Oh,
I'll vote for anybody
Right,
who wants
David?
to jack up my Social Security, man.
I can
Just
tell you this for a fact.
he's
David,
waving like
Take
this.
this
He's
for a
waving
fact.
like this.
Trump is a gold digger.
Purple haze.
All right.
Purple
Thanks.
haze. There you go.
Trump is a gold digger.
Hey, tennis season's over.
Yeah, man, you got fluorescent.
There ain't no mosquitoes that big because they'll fly right through that thing.
No, they can't get through this air shit.
That's so you can watch it banking that ass at night. You know, so.
Oh,
You're going to need that in the Philippines.
anyway,
Hey,
David, what were you going to say?
I sent 3 of them over there already.
And he's bringing that back special.
I was just going to say you got to blame it on my wife if you don't like the topic. It's her fault.
Okay. All right,
No,
so
we ain't gonna mess the door alive. Y'all leave
what's
her
the
alone.
low
Right.
threshold gold starts, David? I mean, how
That
much?
come from experience, or what's the deal?
No, she brought it up the other day, so I'm going to expand upon it.
If you're already paying for someone's entire life, what's the threshold for gold?
Well, that's a good question.
Isn't it
You know-
everything you've got?
Let me
Right?
say. Let me
Because you can't
say.
give more than what you have, right?
Let me say this: suckers get taken. That's just plain and simple.
can somebody call Gary?
It doesn't matter how many shows they watch. It doesn't
No,
matter.
this doesn't pertain to Gary at all. Gary's a sensible guy.
He's gonna be able to pry that wallet open, man.
He's a good-looking guy. So
Gary's a stud.
But then again, you got to go to the level of the person. If the person is that level-headed and he thinks, well, maybe.
He looks like
It don't seem to be.
I look
what-
like the Mod Squad dude there.
Look at. I'm looking at. I'm looking for Carmen San Diego. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
If anybody, if you can get scammed by anybody, anybody can scam you.
Right.
Yeah.
But I am going to have a little bit of a different take on Wednesday.
Uh-oh.
So
You're
it's
gonna-
not
you're
about
gonna-
watching. It's
You're
about
gonna make. You're gonna apply.
intellectual dialogue about it.
You know.
Tony, my mother got scammed 1 year here in the U.S. trying to buy a TV for Christmas.
Trying
She
to buy
got
what?
home. The box was taped up. The box was nicely taped up. She got a brand new TV. Woo-hoo, we're gonna get color TV. A fucking box was full of bricks.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Okay, fellas, now you tell me. I'm going to show you a picture, okay?
Tony, put Kiko up.
Oh no.
Now, do you think I deserve that? No.
Fuck
No.
no.
But we also know you.
That was 22 years ago, okay?
Fucking
Well,
alien,
yeah,
Is this
Yeah,
a
you heard
UFO?
that.
That's the UFO that flew in to meet her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you heard that one, Kiko. I got to give to you. You look like an honest dude. She can't fuck around with you. You see them? Look at Kiko's eyes in that picture.
See, but we know you, so we know she doesn't.
Wait! I got to give it to Ronald again. He's got to check it
come
out.
out there. I gotta come out there to
Put me
PA
up
and
again,
Put
I
it back
gotta
up there,
come
Tony.
Tony.
I gotta come out to PA when you.
Shut up and put that back up.
See, now look at his eyes. She can't help but fall for that.
He just scored. That's what he's happening.
I don't know.
Okay.
I think you guys need to be on
11
the
years.
She can't help
11
herself.
years difference.
Right? She can't help it. Look at it. That's good eyes.
It looks like 20 now. Though.
Oh, wow.
Our youngest. One that just
Uh-oh.
moved into
That's a
college
player.
yesterday.
It's
That's
20
a
now.
player.
20 now, isn't it?
That
I
must
think
be a smart one.
you look on the same level. I think you guys
That's
are.
a smart one. Thanks, Nico.
I mean, if you look at Tony and his, that's a big difference. You and her, I think you're on.
Yeah, you feel the screen better, fucker.
Tony.
Okay, so obviously she only invested in my money, right, David?
No.
No, I think you guys are on the same level. To be honest.
Yeah.
Fucking talking out your ass.
Tony, how long you gonna be without a voice when they pull your sphincter out?
I don't know. It could be a while.
All
Ask-
right,
ask
that'll
the-
give
ask
David a chance to talk.
Ask that twit in the Philippines. He'll tell you.
That fellas, that was our first picture taken together, and that was in some photo studio in Metro Manila, Las Piñas
You're
or
right.
something. And they had
you were
racks
happy.
of clothes because all I had was a tank top and shorts, right? So I went in. They had one button-down long sleeve shirt, tight on me, but I got it on for the picture.
Right. You don't want to look like
These photo places, they have shirts for you to wear for like passport pictures and stuff.
Right, that's what we had to use.
Didn't he stink though, man?
Huh?
I don't give a damn about that.
Tony,
You
I
don't
can't
look like-
smell. Remember, I don't have the sense of smell.
You don't
Don't
know.
matter.
Oh, that's
don't know.
right, man. She could have been farting the whole time.
It's like taking a blind guy to an art museum, you know?
You know that, right? Oh, brother Mike in the house. Holler at the knucklehead. Mike in the house.
Hey, as long as you can see,
They can't see you on the side.
you didn't have no problem getting to the promised
You
land.
could feel the
Oh,
skull
Tony got a
shit
big
out.
ass mouth.
Come on, Dennis. Show your mug here, man.
Yeah, Dennis ain't been on the panel since he turned ribeye.
Fuck no. He's kicked us to the curb.
I know we're gonna have to put him in the grinder and turn him into ground beef again.
Hey, man. I mean, Bullwinkle.
We are all fellas from south of the border as far as he's concerned.
Yeah,
I know, right?
We don't qualify no more here.
Yeah, that old bullshit ass Crystal. That shit is start your car.
I accidentally timed him out last week, so it was an accident.
Your battery cells are low. Put some of that shit in it.
Yeah, we know how those accidents are.
It was a misfortune, an unforeseen circumstance. Man, it was terrible.
Is that Dennis down there?
I felt so horrible.
Is Dennis still in Colombia?
No. He's
No, I think he's up in the Great White North making the money so he can go to Colombia.
I think he's married now.
Him and Kat got married?
No,
Oh, you ain't invite us to the wedding? God
Don't
damn
tell
it.
me that. David, you didn't go over to the dark side.
Any little Miss Maple there, Arnold? Did you give a couple good shots of jizz while you were there?
You needed to watch David's next video before you did that. Right, David?
That's right. I'm popping these motherfuckers. These naps is everywhere. You let one in, they make a million.
What is
Yeah,
that?
I was waiting.
Mosquito?
I was waiting all night till you came on, Ronald, so I could start
You
using the
playing
word "fuck" all
mosquito
the time.
tennis or what?
Is that right?
Yeah.
I don't know why you was waiting on me. You know my dick is so long I have to drag it in the house every night.
Is that a battery operated zapper that zaps
The
them?
throwing sparks.
Fucking limp ass broomstick shit, man.
I know broomstick. You know brothers keep it real.
Fucking Prince.
He's just getting all this on video so he can convince the VA he really is crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
know, right?
You goes, see, I'm crazy. I got a small dick, but I tell him it's big.
Put your Ray Charles glasses on to do that.
As he bolts from his chair.
Yeah, you ain't 100% disabled. Jump in that chair like that.
This man, he's gotta quit empty that load on his belly all the time. He's in the bathroom talking, man.
I had one lifesaver one day, and he took a full-on shit. If you hear the guy down, he didn't meet himself. I'm like, God damn.
Hey,
Hey,
David,
David,
don't
they
start
don't
gyrating.
seem too interested in the live stream there, David.
Nah, he ain't called. No, yeah, I talked to number 2.
He's getting
Hey.
a nut.
He brought in the guard dog.
That's right.
What's up, man?
He's the stupid.
What's up, man?
She sniffed us all
Like
out.
2 hours and 40 some minutes. Man.
Is it a she? David,
Hey,
is it a female?
hey,
Yeah.
What's her name again?
he's a
This one's
You know, where you regular?
you prefer getting off of
I figured it out. Yeah.
I can't hear, David. What?
this one's called Daisy the Poo-Poo Eater.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I was going to say Daisy.
Daisy the Poo-Poo Eater.
Oh, really?
Maybe she lost her phone
As long
number.
as it's not yours.
That's it.
Uh,
When she was a puppy, I caught her eating her own poo-poo. So I started calling her Poo-Poo. So her nickname
recycler.
Poo-Poo. So
Tasted better the second time around, huh, Daisy?
So you had her eat some of yours, huh?
no,
Hey, David, put a little hot sauce, anything.
that's it.
First for the hot. I put that shit on shit.
Oh, man.
Shit on everything.
Peanut butter on his testicles, so clean.
The vet said it's because when they're puppies, they're lacking one, vision to see what it is, two, nutrients and minerals.
It's a
So
freaking psychologist for dogs.
hey, dogs are good. Man,
You
they
know, my ex-wife used to make our dog Buster. He's a lab shepherd, great dog, but he'd be cleaning himself, and my ex-wife used to yell at him, and he looked at her like, "What the fuck? What am I supposed to do?" I said,
Should say,
look,
don't you wish you could do that? And you said, I don't think she'd let you.
I said, you don't say, you don't say nothing when the cat throws her fucking leg up around her neck and starts going
Yeah,
to town.
really.
You don't say nothing to her.
the dog didn't say anything when she was taking a shower, did he?
He fucking looked at it and went, no, I'm talking about the cat, man. That
The
fucking
cat
cat
didn't
wrapped
say anything when they're taking a
cat wrapped that leg around her neck.
Playing when you did it, huh, Tony?
She started going to town on that.
Tony, why they taking your punching bag out again? I don't get it.
It's drooping down, touching my neck and choking me.
Oh, that
It's been
motherfucker
how many weeks now? We haven't seen you gagging on a live stream.
Gag on this motherfucker. I got sick
It must
right
have
here.
shrunk back.
Well, I got to tell you the story at the hospital, man. I had this he-she looking chick.
Wait, did we hear this already? Go ahead.
No, I don't think you did, man. But she made me snap, She says, because I'm used to 12 hours fasting, and you eat, then you get the test or whatever. She
But
said,
you did 14.
She said, you overfast. What the fuck is that? I never heard of that. What is overfasting? And she starts counting her fingers. She's counting. She's going 1, 2. I go, no, motherfucker, you count, not me. So the next day we came in and I made it. She goes in, don't lie, otherwise they'll know. I thought, fuck you, they ain't gonna know shit. So next day I
What's the
came in.
difference between 12 and 14? How do
Nothing.
they know?
Two.
It's fucking 2 is the difference.
2. That's old
So-
math,
so-
David.
So they said,
Lied.
listen, they said 8 to 10 hours. And I thought to myself, we're the guys that taught you how to do this shit. Now you tell me it's fucking different? Like, what difference does that make? Here comes the question again with logic. What
So were
difference?
your numbers good after all?
Yeah. What?
Okay,
yes,
good.
excellent. What
How's your
difference does
LDL
that
and
make?
HDL and all that?
All that good shit. I don't remember the numbers.
Everything's
you know?
normal?
Yeah, me and the cardiologist were trading beers today. So
She tried to tell you physically you're normal, but it's the mental part.
chick had a fucking shadow of a mustache. You know.
My
Hey, blow-
psychiatrist.
Hey, blow Ronald's picture up. I didn't get to see the picture earlier.
Fucking, where's he at? It says mom and dad. Yeah, we did that earlier. So
I know, but I was using the facilities. Okay?
you on the toilet then? You
Okay,
couldn't be
there
on the
you
phone?
go. Yeah. Yep. Back in the day, man.
I think Professor's talking to Brother Mike.
Yeah.
Who's Mike? His brother? Real brother?
No,
It's his friend. His friend.
Brother in Bremerton.
Mike who? McFarland?
No.
No. Not
We
me.
don't-
Not
we don't
I ain't
know
the
it,
name, brother.
Yeah. He would have
Just
been able to tell that.
I think Christian's in the house here. That's why he flipped around the
What time?
people.
What was it? It's late. Or no, it's early in Norway.
Yeah.
What's he? 5, 6 hours ahead of us? Well, England's 5 hours. That makes it
7.
4:30.
It is. Oh, my friend.
6. It's 5:32 in the afternoon in Norway, if I'm not mistaken.
It is 5:32 p.m.
I'm not gonna Google it.
No,
It
trust,
is, man.
trust
Trust
Tony.
me.
He's always right.
I got the clock on here, man.
You got a clock on your phone?
Yeah.
The world
Okay.
clock?
Oh,
Look at that.
fucking. Look at that.
Wow. Is that an iPhone?
That's what they call it, but it's an Android. They want to make it. They want to make it look like an. That's what they do.
What make is it, Tony? Do you know? Is that one you bought
Oh.
there?
No, I bought it off Amazon. It's a Ulefone. ULEFONE.
I have an iPhone, and guess
You can
what?
buy
They call it an iPhone.
What
and
number? 11, 12, 13, 14?
Mine is a Note. Mine is a Note 11.
Mine's the latest and greatest. My wife bought it for
14.
me. So
What is
You
it?
go join-
Pro? 14
join the
Pro?
monster.
Pro Max. It's the Pro Max.
Wow. That's the big dollar. That's like
Yeah,
$1,200.
My wife bought me that
$1,200.
with my wife bought me that with my money.
That's a pickpocket's dream right there.
Yep. And it has 256 gigabytes, whatever the hell that is.
Ooh,
That was
man,
probably hot when she bought it, huh?
you're deep there.
She bought it like 3 days ago.
That's fucking
3
My,
days ago?
S9 with the shattered screen and the shattered back glass also.
I got a Motorola G7 from I don't know how many years ago.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, I had the G4 and it took a shit 2 months after I got it.
Everybody else in my family, I bought an iPhone, but I've got a Motorola. Mine's about 1/4 of the price of the other one. And I know it's so old because if you go to one of those trade-in things, I can't even get a dime off because they don't want my phone.
That is bad.
I don't blame them. You wonder where'd all the recycled phones go? All these people that got to have the latest, greatest.
They
Where'd
strip
they
them
go?
down. Well,
They go to a third world country somewhere or what?
They do. A lot of them get recycled down, but a lot of them truly get recycled for the metal that's in them.
Yeah.
They're stripped off. They're shipped to third world countries where there's no health standards, and there they take out the precious metals.
Yeah.
Is what happens a lot. But a lot of them are recycled down. So, but we one thing we just had to do was, we added a third line so her sister could have a phone here in America. And
oh yeah, how's the school teacher doing in Chicago? What's the weekly update? You gotta give us a weekly update of how she's loving life here.
Yeah, she's loving life, living large, living large, man.
With like 6 other people, probably in a 1-room place, right?
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
$632 a month her share of rent.
Eating ramen noodles.
Going to the food bank and getting free food. So they start classes Monday, so she'll get her students on Monday.
Oh, she's gonna love it then. I thought she already experienced the wonderful students, but not yet.
She hasn't met them yet. She meets them.
I think she's in for a big surprise.
Very big surprise.
Yeah.
She did get lucky though, and I told her to do this early on. Was that once she got to the school and started meeting her fellow teachers, to ask if any of them lived close to her that she could catch a ride with versus taking a 2-hour bus ride. So she did find somebody that she can carpool with for $30 a week. And I think that's a damn good deal.
Yeah.
$30.
Cheaper than Uber.
It is. But you got to remember, she was going to pay $75 a month in bus fares anyway.
Right. And what's that cut the trip down from 2 hours to what?
30 minutes.
Oh.
To where, dude? I missed it. I was in the shitter dropping the deuce.
From where she lives to her job as a teacher.
Yeah, the north side of Chicago to the south side.
Oh, the Chicago one. Okay.
So.
You're going to love the winters. It reminds me of the Philippines.
That's right. I would rather be, even as an American, I would rather be a teacher in the Philippines than I would to be a teacher in America.
Okay.
Any day of the week.
You have more attended classes.
I know the pay, I know the American mindset of the pay. I would still rather be a teacher in the Philippines than I would America any day of the week.
But you're talking quality of life.
Yeah. Which means a lot.
Yeah, which should be the main importance, not how much money you make, because all that money doesn't go as far as what you think it does. Plus, a lot of it goes to your employee agency. So.
Right. But we sent her a new phone the other day. We added a line, but AT&T, Verizon is giving you a free iPhone 14 if you add a new line. So
what?
That's what we did.
She got a new 14? What a country.
Yeah.
I got an 8-year-old Motorola.
Yeah.
What is that with? I'm with AT&T. You said Verizon, huh?
Verizon.
But I wouldn't be adding a line because we got what? 5 of us in the family.
I got T-Mobile.
$160 a month for 5 of us. That's not too bad. That's $30 each.
This is going to run us $200 for 3 of us.
Yeah.
3 of you, the dog.
So
no, he got one for her sister. You missed the conversation.
Yeah. Plus, you got to pay a bunch of fees on top of that, and then you got to buy the accessories.
What, for the new phone? You mean?
Yeah.
The free new phone, quote.
So nothing's free in America.
Well, for some people.
I think you got to keep, for us who have money, nothing is free in America.
Yeah. If you're a taxpayer, it's not free.
That's correct. That's how it seems, which is kind of crazy, but you can't even get free air at the gas stations anymore.
No, you got to have some quarters with you.
At the gas station, I got the freaking credit card on there. I'm like, you have to pay for air for my tires with the credit card?
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, boys, we're gonna do our special talk about it shit backstage.
Oh, you hit the 3-hour limit.
Really? Holy moly! Oh, right on the dot.
Right on the button. See?
Okay.
Here you go.
Everybody in the background, if you want to come up now.
Stay where you
Gary,
are.
get on here.
I'm going to disappear, guys. See you on Wednesday.
No, you can't go nowhere yet.
All right, David. Sorry I can't make it because
It's all right.
I'm going to be golfing,
I'll be in the
Jack.
hospital. I'll be in the
See you
hospital.
guys on Wednesday.
Tony's going to be in the hospital. I'll be at the golf course. Maybe Jack will show up. I don't know.
Maybe. All right. Let me stay right there.
Uh-oh, don't
So
press
good
the wrong
night.
button.
Thank you for coming.
Good night, everybody. Good night, Baconator.
Ciao.